To Welch Stadium on the campus of Emporia State University here in Emporia, Kansas. I'm Kevin Sladovnik along with Rich Broderson to bring in the game against the Kearney State Lopers and the Emporia State Hornets. Rich will go over the starting lineups for you in this afternoon's football game.
All right, let's start out with the Kearney State Lopers offense. Played at one end tight end, number 80, Donnie Lee. At slot back, number 16, Travis Valine. At split end, number 20, Doug Banks. That's what the Loper offense has to do. They have to get the Banks and Harvey combination going to win this game today. And then at the I-back, number 31, Omar Rogers, and number 34 at fullback, Nolan Byer. At left tackle, number 67, Pat Shaven. At right tackle, Tom Brent. At the guards, number 63, Mike Rosentrader and Tim McCaw. And at center, number 57, Scott Ford. For the offense for the Emporia State Hornets, at one tight end, number 88, Wade Leduc. At slot back, number 82, Andy Bantz. At wide receiver, number 14, Dexter Knight. In the backfield, number 4, Alvester Bobby be bringing up the tailback position. And at fullback, number 10, Rick Van Weasel. The line for the Emporia State Hornets at the tackle position, 71, Jason Hams, and number 67, Shane Smith. At the guards, number 55, Jeff Glasgow, and at the right guard, number 51, Mark Payton. At the center position, number 56, Kevin Sturba, and leading at the helm for the Emporia State Hornets, number 12, Tony Phillips, as the quarterback position.
We're looking at the flip-off. Emporia State has one toss and will elect to kick off to Kearney State. So Lopers will get the ball first. This have something to note about this game. Kearney leads this series way back from 1975, an 11-4 margin. However, the last three meetings, though, have not been the best of the Kearney's ability to win those games. They have had great games, but then towards the end of the game, they start to lose contact with their team, and then their team, Emporia State, actually pulled away. Last year's game was in Kearney, and Emporia won 34-7. Emporia comes in today ranked 13th in the latest NAIA Top 20 poll released this week, and their record is 3-2 on the year, whereas Kearney's is 2-3 after a tough game last week against Adams State College in Alamos, Colorado. We're just about to get things underway. Here, the two usual D-backs for the Lopers is Valine, and Banks will be in there. Usually there's Omar Rogers, but Banks' shoulder must be feeling a lot better this week, so Banks will come in and also do his returning on the kickoff.
In today's game, it's going to be a mind game between head coach Larry Kramer for Emporia State and between the head coach for Kearney State Lopers, Claire Boroff. So get things underway, the Kev Man doing the play-by-play.
Temperature at kickoff is 8 degrees with the wind out of the south at 15 to 20 miles an hour. So that could play a factor in this afternoon's game. And there is the opening kick. It will go to Valine, and he'll let it go out of the end zone, so touch it back and bring it out to the 20, where Russ Harvey and the Lopers will take over offense for the first time this afternoon.
Yeah, it's a nice high kick. The wind blowing down to the up north, that is, here at Welch Stadium in Emporia. Number 10, Rick Van Weasel, had a perfect kick. So Valine let it go through the end zone, so it'll be a first down 10 on the 20 for the Lopers.
You'll see a lot of Rick Van Weasel this afternoon. He also is the fullback on the Emporia State team. So here comes the Lopers up the line of the scrimmage. Russ Harvey with the lone back of Nolan Byer. Valine split out to the near side. The far side is Rogers and Doug Banks. Harvey looking over the line of scrimmage. He'll back the pass right away and go to Banks, who makes complete at the out of bounds at the 29-yard line. That's one thing last week we did not see very much of, the Harvey, as you mentioned, Rick, the Harvey-Banks connection. I don't believe that Doug caught a pass the whole afternoon. That could be a credit to the defense of Adams State College, but usually Doug Banks is a threat wherever he steps on the field.
Well, that's the way to start a game. Try to stick the corner, give it a mind game between the split end and the cornerback, and that's the way to come out in the big game of the game, and with a little outplay.
Off the near side is Valine and Rogers back to the far side. Quick out again to Banks. Makes a nice inside step. And that will be a first down and 10 for the Lopers. Banks knocked out of bounds there by number 16, Ross Wright.
A gain of 8 on the play. Good. See, they're just trying to, like I said, they're trying to get that Harvey-Banks connection just to give them more potential to the offensive team of the Lopers.
So with a first down 10, Russ Harvey back up to the line of scrimmage. Valine's on the near side. The far side is Rogers Banks. Byers the lone back. He'll fake the handoff to Byer, and he'll hit Omar Rogers, and then gets hit really hard by number 49 for the Hornets. That is Bentley Brillhart, the linebacker, and he drops the ball, so bring up second down and 10. The ball is resting on the 37-yard line.
That's hard to, that's kind of bad to see. You get 2 good plays, and you get a first down, then you come back. It was hit him right in the numbers. Just have to catch the ball.
Last week they did have a tough time holding on to the football. Let's hope this week is a little bit different. Here comes Banks coming to you on the screen. Valine coming to you. On the far side is Rogers and Banks. Again, the lone back. A set you've seen so far, all this year so far is the kind of the run and shoot. He hands it off to Byers. He'll take out the right side, and some tough running by Nolan Byer.
Another gain of 8. So Lopers trying to establish the running game as well as the passing game here in the early minutes of the game between Emporia and Kearney State.
And I feel they need to do that to be successful this afternoon. Number 33 there for the Hornets on the tackle, Andy Massian. One thing you can see on your screen was when that Nolan Byer was running that ball, the whole Kearney State sideline players were excited. They're really pumped up for this game this afternoon. Banks here on the near side. On the far side is Valine. Byers the lone back. And a dive right up the middle, but a flag on the play.
Just a fullback give right up the middle. That's what they usually do when they bring in the double tight end set on the Lopers offense. Illegal procedure against Kearney State. That's just gonna hurt them a little bit. I mean, penalties have been a factor against Kearney State so far in the season.
The tackle on that play for the Hornets was Leon Lett, number 78, and we saw a lot of him last year in Kearney. He was in a lot of plays. He's an All-American, a senior. Out of Fairhope, Alabama. So kind of come a long way to play football for the Hornets. Let's see, it brings a third down and 7 yards. Rogers in motion to the far side. Russ Harvey back to pass, looking for his receiver, and Omar Rogers overthrown and hit down by number 33 for the Hornets. Again, Andy Massian. So Dave Banger will come in to punt. And the Hornets are real successful on their first defensive attempt.
That's twice going to Omar Rogers, and the last one could have probably been way out of reach, but they need to get Omar into the game to be a little more successful.
The wind will be in Dave's face, so fair catch is called by number 6, Shane Mullen. We have a penalty flag. Dave Banger was ran into by number 33 for the Hornets. That was Andy Maskin again. So we'll have roughing the kicker against the Hornets. And that'll bring the Loper offense back out onto the field.
Otherwise, it would be a 27-yard punt. I'd rather just, you know, I'm just going to give him a first down automatically. That's something that you wish for and you get. And so let's see if the Lopers can use this opportunity to get a points on the board. Lit up the board first. Beautiful day for football, that is.
For an October afternoon, people walking in here with shorts and sunglasses and T-shirts and cutoffs, and it is nice to see. All receivers here on the near side, Valine, Banks, and Rogers. The lone back is Byers. A quick out to Banks, and just in and out of his hands. Great defensive coverage there by number 43, Bet Oberson.
Just right there in his hands. He saw the defender just right there, and it slipped. As you saw, just went right out of his hands. So it'll bring up 2nd down and 10.
Well, the Emporia, I feel, knows coming this game that they got to really. Their defensive backs really got to know to look out for Banks and Valine. They've really been known to, Banks and Valine been known to hurt people offensively. Again, all 3 receivers here on the near side. Handoff to Byers, and he lost about 3 yards. Brought down by number 57 for the Hornets, Carl Burrell.
The Hornets just coming in with the linebacker blitz right up the middle with Horrell. Nowhere to go for Byers, so it brings up 3rd down and a long 12.
Let's say looking for a pass here, I believe. On the far side is Valine, Banks, and Rogers on the near side. Harvey catches Valine right across the middle and down at the 30-yard line. It'll be enough for a 1st down for the Lopers. It looked like that ball just about squeezed out of there. But Valine did a great job holding on and coming down at the catch.
16-yard play for Valine to bring that up right up the middle. It's just like a little right up the seam type of play. Just try to find the open spot, and Harvey did. Waited in the pocket and hit Valine. Now the ball on the 29. It's kind of hard to see the markers from up here.
Another quick out to Valine. Nice catch by Valine on the inside step and gets down across the 20 to about the 18, 17-yard line.
Nice play by their cornerback, number 6, Shane Mullen. He's here from last year. I remember I went up and watched Emporia play Fort Hays in Hays, Kansas, and that number 6 was kind of like, just like with number 6 of our team, DJ Vokalek. They're both hitters, and they go out for the poundings.
So that brings up a 2nd down and, a 1st down.
Ooh.
And Russ Harvey's pass is knocked down by number 78 for the Hornets is Leon Lett. And you can see there in your screen, number 78 is a big man to reckon with out there on the football field.
Leon, mostly known for his defensive tackle position. Today he's playing the nose guard position for the Hornets, for Coach Kramer's team.
A quick to Omar Rogers, a nice inside step. He breaks it down across the 10, down about the 6 or 5-yard line. Again, Rich mentioned before, it's kind of tough to tell from this vantage point in the booth. So that will be a 1st down and goal to go for the Lopers on this the 2nd drive, but actually an opening drive after the roughing the kicker penalty.
As I said, you'd have to take care of these opportunities that you get with the flags.
And I'm sure Coach Boroff is really pleased with this opportunity that they didn't let this one go to waste.
1 out of 3 is not bad for Omar to get down there, try to get in some potential territory to score.
Banks in motion, Byers alone back. Valine to the far side, handoff was a Byers up the middle, and he's tackled and just about escapes. Number 57 and number 78 and 49 are all in on the tackle. Number 49 for the Hornets is Bentley, brilliant. And number 57 is Carl Burwell along with Leon Lett. Rogers comes in with the play. We have a 2nd down and goal to go.
Now this is where the Hornet defense gets pretty powerful. They're pretty good, and they're known for their goal line stance.
All receivers split the far side. Rogers, Valine, Banks. Looking for Valine in the end zone, and touchdown! Kearney State Lopers. Valine was wide open in the back of the end zone, and Russ Harvey just about overthrew him.
That was a good play. I mean, he was surrounded by a bunch of Hornet defensive linemen. Just saw Valine waving his arms in the back of the end zone, and boy almighty, that's 6 points on the board, and the Kearney State Lopers our number 1 to light it up.
So Darren Grauholtz will come in to add the extra point for the Lopers. Number 7, Jeff McDonald, will do the holding. And the kick is good, so the Lopers strike first with the score. With 10 minutes and 21 seconds left to go in the first quarter, Lopers 7, Hornets 0. And Rich, I think they did exactly what they needed to do. They took that opportunity of the roughing the kicker and marched it right down the field and said, Emporia, you stopped us one time, you're not going to stop us this time.
Coach, yeah, I know. And Coach Kramer down here on the sideline, he's telling his defensive backs what's right and what's wrong. That's what a good coach does. He gets on your cannon, if you want to put it in that word of terms, and help you correct your ways, and then you go out next time and do well. And that's great to see the Lopers come and light the board 7-0 with 10:21 left in the game.
The deep backs for the Hornets is number 6, Shane Mullion on the far side, and on the near side, number 14, Dexter Knight.
I haven't been here long, but how long is Grauholtz?
Yes, Grauholtz.
Grauholtz. How long has he been in the organization here at Kearney State?
He's a junior.
Because I remember him last year. He kicks a pretty good game.
He does a real good job for the Lopers. And Grauholtz will squib it around the ground, and number 34 for the Hornets, Kevin Doherty, takes it out across 30 down at the 32 and is tackled by number 35, Mark Yulee, who's also a running back for the Lopers. So here comes the Loper defense onto the field, a defense that everybody has known and liked to watch. Handoff goes to Alvester Bobby right up the middle for a gain of about 4 or 5 yards. And DJ Vokalek is really pumped up, slapping every one of his teammates on the head. So brings up second down and 7 for the Hornets of Emporia State. Pitch goes to number 1, Anthony Collins, off to the far side, and DJ Vokalek will run him down and out of bounds, out across the 45, down out of bounds at the 44-yard line of the Lopers. The pitch went from Tony Phillips to Anthony Collins, who took it on the far side. So first down 10 for the Hornets.
21-yard play for number 1 for the Hornets, Anthony Collins.
82 to come to the near side. Andy Bance Phillips up the line in the I formation. Mr. Bobby takes it and is looking for a place to cut up in, and brought down by number 57 for the Lopers, Scott Ford, the center.
Does a sweep, does an inside counter sweep right down the right side. That's where your right guard pulling out, trying to follow him right into the tight end position. And they're eating it up. Like Coach Kramer said before I talked to him on the phone, he said he wants to establish the running game as well as he can, because the passing game is a little so-so at the iffy part so far.
Rick Van Weasel, the fullback, Alvester Bobby, the I-back. Number 14, Dexter Knight on the near side. Handoff goes to Alvester Bobby, cuts it up, back up to the middle, and brought down by a load of Lopers. One of them being number 55, Darren Gunn, and also number 37, Shannon Hansen.
Alvester Bobby, the starting I-back, tailback that is, for the Hornets, was same thing as last year. He started last year for him.
Lester Brandon comes out to the near side, and read to Andy Bance to the far side. Phillips looking over the defensive set. Van Weasel, the fullback, and Bobby, the I-back, right up the middle to Alvester Bobby. He shakes a tackle, but Darren Gunn holds on, and DJ Vokalek also comes up to make the tackle. First down for the Hornets. Coming into today's game, DJ Vokalek has 33 unassisted tackles and 14 assisted tackles for a total of 47 tackles. Darren Gunn has 23 unassisted and 10 assisted tackles coming into this afternoon's football game. Again, Anthony Collins takes the pitch and is going out to the far side, cuts it back up, and is met there by Vokalek and Darren Gunn again. So Darren Gunn and DJ being all over the field. They are probably the two most pumped up people out on the field as it shows so far. Alvester Bobby goes back in along with Dexter Knight.
Number 1, Anthony Cohen's kind of trying to play. I was just going to make a statement about that number 1 jersey. I can't remember the name who wore it last year, but he hurt the Lopers considerably at their homecoming in Kearney. And he went on and played in the pros. He's playing in the pros as a rookie this year. I remember Kramer was telling me this, Coach Kramer. I just can't remember what his name is. I'm trying to use the old brainwaves up here, trying to get something going.
One person did hers last year, I don't know if they were alluding to this person or not, was Terry White. He, on the Hornets' first opening drive, he took a reverse and ran it 57 yards for a touchdown. From then on out, the Hornets really never looked back in that game last year.
All I remember is that he was number 1 and he was a slapback. They got the pass.
Well, and the Hornets run up to the line, out split the far side is Dexter Knight. To the near side is Vance Van Weasel, the fullback, and Bobby, the I-back. Bobby takes over the left side, cuts it back up, and is tripped up again by number 55, Darren Gunn. And he looks a little disgusted himself. Also, Garland Bryant in on the tackle. Third down, about 2 yards with .7 minutes left to play in the first quarter. Brandon comes to the near side with Knight to the far side. Oh, a double back set. Here comes Vance in motion. Pitch goes to Bobby. He rips it outside. Vokalek slows him down, and Gunn and number 92, Jeff Altmeyer on the tackle, along assisted with their number 73, John Chappell.
That's 21 yards so far today's game for Alvester Bobby. So he's humping and pumping, prancing down there on the field and trying to get as many yards as possible for the Emporia State Hornets right now.
So first down 10 for the Hornets here in the first quarter. Splits the far side is Lackey, and the near side is Vance in the I formation with Van Meter and Bobby. Handoff goes to Van Meter, and he's stacked up the line, and we'll just give that tackle to the defense of Lopers.
That's what the Lopers need to do. They need a team tackle. Get to the position first and be on the tackle as many times as possible.
So we'll see this kind of I formation set the whole afternoon with Van Weasel at fullback and Bobby the I-back. Quick pass goes to Knight, and it's out of bounds.
That's the first pass so far in the game for the Hornets.
That was great defensive coverage there by Tony Spires, number 9.
It looks like Anthony Collins that hurt us on the long run at 22 yards, or actually 21 yards, is out with a bruised knee, possibly his left one, down on the sidelines for Emporia.
Knight goes out to the far side with Brandon here on the near side. Again, Van Weasel and Bobby in the backfield. Fake handoff to Bobby. Phillips overthrows it, and Vokalek comes up with the interception. He runs it out of the end zone. One block, and he could go all the way. And Knight takes him out of bounds, number 14 for the Hornets, Dexter Knight. But that's probably the wrong sideline to go onto, and there's a flag on the play. I don't know if it's because they came out on the field or what. We'll have to wait and see what is the call. But Vokalek went out of bounds at about the 42, 43-yard line.
So it'll be a 43-yard interception return. Well, we have to unscramble this flag calling first. Ooh, personal contact against the Lopers. That's going to hurt.
We have a blocking below the waist call, unsportsmanlike conduct. I'm assuming that's when the whole team came onto the field. That will bring him back a great distance and kind of wipe away the nice interception that DJ Vokalek had.
Now, what do they do on this? They just put this on the 20-yard line? Leave it as an intercept? No. Because it was completely after the interception, so it has to be Lopers football. The 4-yard line looks like, Kevin. Or probably that's where the flag was thrown at first hand on the first
And
call.
then they take it half the distance to the goal line from there, so it probably happened on the
so all you can give
6-yard line and take it half distance back 3, so kind of give Vokalek a 3-yard return on that interception.
It's kind of bad. You know, you get a 43-yard interception return, and then you lose 40-1. See if the Lopers can get out of this hole.
Valine to the far side, Banks and Rogers here on the near side. Waiting to pick up the flag. We have a little problem there. The flag is still on the field. Coach Boroff wants to know what the explanation is. He looks a little bit upset over there on the sideline. We might have another penalty against the coach. I don't want to speculate anything because I did not hear or see it.
With all this going on, it's only going to be a total of 8 yards on penalties.
But all I know is that the headsets came flying off Coach Boroff, and he came storming down the sidelines wanting it with some kind of argument. So they move the ball back to the 1-yard line, and let's try to start things off again.
DJ Vokalek from 43-yard interception to a 1-yard interception. How about that?
So this will really test of what the Lopers are made of. We got Valine to the far side, Banks and Rogers to the near side. Byers alone back. We had a quick out to Valine, and it is underthrown. Great pressure by the Emporia State defense.
Once again, it's at number 78, getting his big claw up there. Leon Lett, the nose guard for the Emporia State Hornets. 5:25 left in the first quarter.
Rogers goes out. A double tight end set will come in. Fans getting a little vocal here.
Watch out for Valine. I got a feeling we're going to be going with a quick in slant.
Fake to Byers, and here goes the pass. You're looking for it, and just thrown over the wrong shoulder of it. The wind, I assume, played a factor in that pass.
Thrown into the wind as it kind of slowed it down a bit, and that was just right off the fingertips, as you saw, off Travis Valine's fingers. So good try, though, in effort-wise, but it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
3rd down and 14. So all 3 receivers out to the far side. It goes Rogers, Valine, and Banks. Byers alone back. A quick out to Valine, and over the shoulder, in and out of the hands of Travis Valine. That would have got him out of danger, but it wouldn't have picked up a 1st down. So Dave Bangert will come in to do the punting, and then Emporia State Hornets dodged a big bullet there.
Russ Harvey, the quarterback, is only 5 for 9 so far in today's game of passing. But you can look, I mean, you only missed 4 passes out of 9 attempts.
And he's having a little trouble. You're working out of your own end zone. You don't want to stay back for too long. So Banger will be on the line, on the end line of the end zone back there. So this is a real touchy place for the Lopers. Snap is good. Banger will kick it out of the end zone. A nice kick into the wind brings Knight back to his 43-yard lane, takes it out to the right side, cuts it up inside, spins, and is still on his feet, and is brought out of bounds at the 26, 27-yard line. So a great return by number 14, Dexter Knight of the Hornets.
15-yard return for Dexter.
So the defense of the Lopers will have to rise to the occasion again and pull off a big play. The Hornets start off deep in Loper territory. Again, the same Van Weasel and Bobby are in the backfield. Hands off goes to Bobby right up the middle.
A gain of 1. Just trying to use old Alvester, just trying to get the ball right up the middle, see how tough is the Loper defense that is.
Tackle there by Chris Hutton, number 85 for the Lopers. Bring up 2nd down and 9 for the Hornets. Bance comes to the near side with Knight on the far, number 2, Lester Brannon on the far side. Phillips back to pass. He's looking for Brannon down the sidelines. And nice defensive coverage for the Lopers. I believe that is DJ Vokalek. I really don't know if DJ saw that ball coming down there. Number 18, Mike Arnold.
Put a whopping hit on him at the goal line. Saved a touchdown there for a real matter of fact.
I really don't know if Arnold saw that pass coming, and then he did a great job of reacting a little bit late to the ball and putting the hit on Knight. Vance on the near side to the left is Knight. Phillips rolls to his right, looking for Vance, and he picks up first down, complete. Greg Mayberry on the coverage, just about got the deflection.
Good catch. A way to keep the feet in bounds for Andy Barnes, the slot back, number 82 for the Hornets. A gain of 10, so it brings up first down and 10.
Hornets come to the line. Handoff goes to Bobby, and it's stacked up inside.
Just right up the center, Kevin Sturba and the guards of Glasgow and Pate for the Emporia Hornets. That's all they're doing, just trying to establish that running game, see who has the most manpower. And right now the Lopers are getting pushed back a little bit.
Number 9, Tony Spires goes out, and number 44, Tim Arntz comes in for the Lopers. Phillips at the line, Vance in motion to the far side. Rolling to his left is Phillips, and just about another interception by the Loper defense. And the fans here are calling for pass interference, but they aren't going to get any.
That's when you need some angle of view, like the referees here, the officials do. I mean, if you're up here, you couldn't tell if he was trying to reach around. It's just a hard point of aspect looking off a camera. I mean, or in the stands.
Armchair referees over here on this side of the field. So Phillips brings up the line. Vance will go in motion out of the backfield to the left side, and handoff goes to Bobby. He takes it hard and is brought down by DJ Vokalek, but I believe that Bobby kind of tripped up himself and fell down, and Vokalek was there to pounce on him to make sure he was down.
A gain of 3 for Elvester Bobby.
So bring up 4th down and about a good 4 to 5 yards.
And this is where you say number 10, Rick Van Weasel, is going to come into effect with the place kicking game.
He is a barefooted kicker, as you can see on your monitor. Be a 25-yard field goal attempt. Kick is up, and it is good. And that had a lot of room to go. So Rick Van Weasel puts the Hornets on the board for the first time this afternoon.
Now, I say, you know, if you're going to have a guy with a leg like that, Lopers better keep him away from that end zone. with 2:45 left in the first quarter.
The Lopers lead the Hornets 7-3. You're watching exciting Loper football on KSTV channel 25. We'll keep it right here with the Loper action. The deep backs for the Lopers will be Valine and Banks.
How'd you like the trip up here?
It was kind of long. But to see an exciting football game, it's worth it.
That's right.
So Van Weasel will kick it off to Valine. Valine will just let it go out of bounds, out of the end zone for a touchback, where the Lopers take over on the 20-yard line.
That's twice by Rick Van Weasel. Kicking that ball into the end zone, out of the end zone, bring the ball on the 20-yard line, and see what the Lopers can do. As Kevin said, he's a barefoot kicker. Puts that foot on the pigskin, see where she can fly.
That's one thing you notice out in the pros where they have the barefoot kicker in the winter. I wonder what kind of treatment they do for their toes so they get frostbite or something. So the Lopers will take over on the 20-yard line. Fake to Banks and is knocked down by, again, number 78, Leon Letton. What else can be said about a man like him?
He's known with the reputation of blocking those. I mean, last year he had 5 blocked against Hayes, Kansas when they played. 5. Name them, 5. Talking about your deal about the barefoot, I would say the thermal sock. But be the thing.
Pitch goes to Byers, coming to the left side. He skips the tackle, spins, and is brought down at the 28-yard line by number 43 for the Hornets, Brett Oberson.
Gain a 9 on the play for Byer. That's a way to keep the feet moving and bouncing off the tackles to try to get as much possible yardage as you can.
And one person that you can allude to who does a great job of that is Roger Craig for the San Francisco 49ers. He keeps those legs pumping and knees stepping high, and it's hard to bring down. So it brings up 3rd down and 1.
It's something with those Nebraska runners. I don't know. They're just pure thoroughbreds just running.
Out here on the near side is Rogers and Banks. The far side is Valine with Byers alone back. Harvey stays in the pocket and throws behind number 80, Donnie Lee. So that will bring in number 22, Dave Banger, to do the punting.
Now that's one guy we're not hearing much of is the tight end position, Donnie Lee.
So with 1:49 left to go in the first quarter, Dave Banger will put it away to either number 14, Knight, or number 6, Shane Mullen. A long count, hoping to catch some of the offsides. Have trouble getting the snap and gets caught up in the wind. Mullen waits for it, looks for it, and I don't know, that was kind of a little scary. If I was Shane Mullen, I probably would have called the fair catch and get out of there. He was getting tangled up with the wind. Number 12 for the Lopers, Steve Simmons, and also again number 35, Mark Ewley on the tackle.
There's a flag on the play. So it goes.
Referees are having discussion what the penalty is. Illegal use of the hands is the call against the Hornets.
So that's going to help the Lopers' point of view. And field position.
So let's see if the defense can do kind of do their job out there and get the offense back on the field. So Tony Phillips goes in with the play. Number 20, Steve Davila comes out. Lester Brandon here on the near side with Knight to the far side. Bance in motion coming towards you. Van Weasel and Collins, the low back. Collins drops the ball and is tackled there by number 12, Steve Simmons. In the program, number 12, Steve Simmons, is listed as a quarterback, but I think he does just as good a job here on the defensive side of the ball.
And there we go. See, he's coming in back in the game after that knee strain, Anthony Collins, but a loss of 10 on the play, minus 10 for him. So we'll see what the Lopers D can do here.
Number 20, Steve Davila, is the I-back with Knight here on the near side, Bance and Lackey on the far side. Phillips looking to pass, tucks under his shoulder and will run with it. He's being chased, and Vokalek tackles him at about the 47-yard line of the Hornets. So again, like what happened last week against Adams State, was their quarterback was a great scrambler, Bobby Size, and now number 12 for the Hornets, the good scrambling quarterback in himself. Phillips back to pass. He's looking for Collins down the side, and we will have pass interference. We're not sure defensively or offensively, but the way it looks, it's going to be
well, it looked like number 22 for the Lopers, Dave Bangert.
And they'll call it against, they'll call it against the Hornets. And Anthony Collins comes up limping again.
Well, Bangert was probably going for the ball. That's what the official interpreted. And they're saying number 1, Collins, just ran into him and knocked him away from the pass. So that's the way they're going to call it. The crowd here at Welch Stadium very, very well disagrees with it. So it's a good advantage for the Lopers. See what they can do now. So far, the Hornets have 4 first downs, and the Lopers have 3. Lopers only had 1 good drive alive so far.
Lackey to the far side, Knight here on the near side with Van Weasel and Alvester Bobby. The lone back. Phillips looking to pass, hits Van Weasel, and he's knocked out of bounds, but that's after he picks up the first down for the Hornets. Knocked out of bounds by Simmons, Gunn, Smith, and Mayberry.
22 yards for Rick Van Weasel, and there is 11 seconds left on the clock. And scratch the 4 first downs, makes 5.
So first down, 10 for the Hornets. The ball resting on the 41.5-yard line of the Lopers. Phillips will hand off to Alvester Bobby right up the middle. Can't find anywhere to go. Number 37, Shane Hansen in on the tackle along with number 75, Marvin Watts.
Alvester Bobby so far in the first quarter, that's in the first quarter, he has rushed 10 times for 29 yards, but it looks like he's really damaging so far, but only looking at the 29-yard possibility of 10 carries. So,
well, like Rich said, that's the end of the first quarter. With the end of the first quarter, the Lopers lead the Hornets 7-3. You're watching exciting Loper football on KSTV, channel 25.
Hi, I'm Morgan Fairchild. Education is still our best defense against the spread of AIDS and the harm that can happen when people are not informed. That's why the Will Rogers Institute is offering a free booklet that can give you the facts. You'll learn how AIDS can be caught. You'll learn the difference between having the AIDS virus and having the disease. And you'll learn how to protect yourself and your family. For your free copy, write the Will Rogers Institute, White Plains, New York.
Welcome back to Welch Stadium in the campus of Emporia State University. The start of the second quarter just got underway with Phyllis pitching off to number 20, Steve Davila, and he'll pick up about 2 or 3 yards on that carry. So in that first quarter, we saw a lot of good things happen for the Lopers, but then again, we look at that bad call, double penalty when DJ Voklek caught the pass in the end zone, ran it out at the 43-yard line, and then they took it all the way back with the penalties back to the 2-yard line. Van Weasel and number 20, Davila, are in the backfield. Knight to the far side, Bance to the near side, hands off, goes to Davila, and he is thrown out of bounds for maybe a loss of 1 or a gain of any. A lot of the coaches are kind of on the referee's case for maybe roughing their players a little bit too much when they get them stand up and start running them out of bounds.
They gave a gain of 1 to Steve Davila, looking with the forward progress, but it's going to be 4th down, and they're going to bring in number 10, the Mr. Mighty kicker, Rick Van Weasel.
Good kick there by Van Weasel, and it's caught by number 22 for the Hornets, Jared Rand.
Now the Lopers just need to get their passing game and the running game into effect, and we can get something going.
The Lopers will take over at 1st and 10, the ball resting on the 9-yard line. Angle we have here in the booth is not the best to see what kind of yard line they are on. That's the word from the PA announcer. Harvey looking over the defense with Byers in the backfield, Banks and Rogers here on the near side. The far side is Boleen. Handoff goes to Byers. He takes it out to the outside. Hit hard by number 28 and number 16 for the Hornets. Number 28 is Corey Jones and 16 is Ross Wright.
You're going to give him a gain of 7 on the play.
So Nolan Byer doing a great job of, if he doesn't find anything inside, he'll just pop it to the outside and pick up a gain of 4 or 5 yards.
And the ball's on the 15 to help you out. That's what the scoreboard says, so I'll keep my eye on that for you.
We have a bad vantage point of the scoreboard also. The lights here at the stadium are inside the field and they're right in front of the scoreboard. So Russ Harvey at the line. Boleen goes in motion. Fake to Byers, and Russ Harvey threw it right into the hands of number 49, Bentley Brillhart, but he could not hang on. So a costly error by the Hornets. If they would intercept that, it would have been great field position.
Merry Christmas, Mr. Brillhart. That sucker was right in his heart location. I mean, if he would have had his hands right there, we would have had 1st down and 10, Hornets ball on the 15-yard line going the other way. So Lopers again it's getting a little scary right now. Let's see if they only have to get 3 yards to get 1st down. That's what's going to help them.
So Russ Harvey under center. Handoff goes to Byer on the draw, and I believe he'll have enough for the 1st down. The referee falls down over the line marker, and it really isn't funny, but then again, anytime a referee gets, they're supposed to be fleet of foot out there.
That's right.
Because they need so many different things going on. They got to get away with the receivers, out of the way of the linemen, out of the way of defensive backs, out of the way of the ball.
Well, I have to tell you one thing. That's the first time I've seen an official trip over a yard marker.
On the sideline.
On the sideline.
So 1st down 10 for the Lopers. The ball resting on the 20-yard line.
Touchdown. You got that one right.
Harvey scrambling. Just tipped by the tight end. Number 83, Mike Long, and number 49, the person that we mentioned before who had the ball in, is Bentley Brillhart. So kind of there you go, Brillhart, see if you can hold on to this one. So the Hornets will take over the ball on the 23-yard line of the Lopers. So the defense comes back on the field. This is one thing Coach Baruch has mentioned to me before throughout the weeks of football, that this is an unexpected play. This means the defense isn't ready to go back on the field. They got to get on the field quickly and take care of business.
Rogers just tipping her up, and Brillhart taking advantage of it.
Handoff goes to Bobby up the middle. He's slowed down by number 52 for the Lopers, Gary Estes, and tackled by Darren Gunn and Shannon Hansen.
That's all they've been doing today is just run up inside the guard and tackle, just right up inside the line. Just it's power football today for Emporia, that is, if you want to put it in that kind of sense of word.
So Lanky goes out to the far side with Knight here on the near side. The slot back is 82, Vance. He goes in motion with Van Weasel and Bobby in the backfield. Phillips rolls to his right. Hits number 10, Van Weasel, in the middle of the field for a first down for the Hornets.
It's not even a first down. It's going to bring up third down and short. A gain of 6. Who got that, Mr.?
Number 10,
Okay.
Rick Van Weasel.
Thank you.
Van Weasel, the fullback of Esther Bobby, the I-back. Handoff goes right up the middle to Van Weasel. And we'll see what the officials say on the spot of the ball.
It's first down and 10, a 2-yard gain. Ball's going to be on the 19. No, the 10. I'm off 9. How about that? Looking through this screen manifold up here. Wasp flying by our head. Poles blocking our view to the scoreboard. What else can go wrong?
Phillips under center. He'll take a quick pass to Knight. And he's wrestled down to the ground by number 18, Mike Arnold, and a flag on the play. Might be a little bit of let's say roughness maybe, but that's hard to tell.
Face mask.
So that will probably move the Hornets 5 more yards. I'm sure it was unintentional.
So Hornets knocking on the door once again.
This is one thing I'm sure Coach Barth does not want to see is the mistakes down here close to the goal line. This is something that it just shouldn't happen, but it does, and that makes a coach's job a lot tougher. So Phillips will look over the defense of the Lopers. Bobby still in an I-back, Van Weasel still in, and we will have movement on number 67 of the Hornets. That's Shane Smith, and the Lopers did a great job of getting up and touching him, so it still would have been movement. So they did a good job by the Lopers to recognize that, and that's
the way it is.
That's one thing that is probably should be one of the easiest job for a lineman is to know what the snap count is.
And that's what Coach Kramer for Emporia, he comes out on the field about 10 yards and yells at him and says, "Come on, use your head."
Well, he has a very respectable program here, and they do well every year. Last year they ended up with a record of 10-3. So Phillips rolls to his right, and he hits number 89, Sean Clothier, but it goes in and out of the hands. Voklek and Banger there on the hit.
Tony Phillips, the quarterback for the Hornets, 2 for 7 for today's game. Pretty good crowd on hand here at Welch Stadium.
A beautiful day. Like I mentioned before, the wind, but you can't breed it for the first weekend in October. Phillips will take a quick pass, and it's blocked down or deflected. It was tough to see through the screen. Incomplete pass to bring up third down for the Hornets.
I give it to Van Weasel here.
Fake handoff to Bobby. Phillips rolls. And Phillips hits number 89, Sean Clothier, in the end zone for 6 points. There's 2 defenders in that area, and that ball got through both of them, and Clothier caught the ball from Phillips to make the score right now 9-7.
It was just a bootleg pass, roll out left by quarterback Phillips, and this caught number 89 tied in. You see his name here, Sean Clothier.
Van Weasel adds the extra point to make the score. The Emporia State Hornets 10, the Kearney State Antelopes 7. And that's kind of unfortunate that happened to the Lopers. They were doing a great job down there. It was 3rd down, and they get the pass to the end zone to Clothier, so they get 7 points on the board instead of just 3.
Good concentration on Clothier. I mean, it went through the hands of Bangert, and that's all you can do. 9:28 left in the second quarter, in the half.
So Van Weasel will come out to kick it to either Banks or Valine.
Let's see if the Lopers can go ahead at this point before going into the locker room at half. They've only had one good drive, and that was right at the beginning of the game where they scored with a 5-yard pass to Valine from Harvey. They've been passing the ball, Lopers have, but they just haven't caught the ball in some points of the aspects.
Yeah, which you guys give a credit to the defensive backfield for the Hornets. Weasel kicks it on the ground. And number 43 for the Lopers, Sean Hagedon, just picks up the squib kick, so to speak. Gets it started tripping and dove forward as far as he could to get as much yardage as he could. So the Lopers will take over on the 41-yard line. 1st and 10, Kearney State Banks, the far side. And Valine, the near side, a new back in for the Lopers. That's Greg Schmitz. New this afternoon, but not new to you people out there. Handoff goes to Schmitz. He can't find anything left side, cuts it back up towards the middle, and gets possibly a gain of 1.5 yards. That'll bring up 2nd down, about 9.
Just an offside veer up the tackle. They didn't get the passing game going once again, Kevin. Like you said, we've been dead silent right now with passing.
Valine and Schmitz in the backfield. Valine the far side. Excuse me, Byers and Schmitz in the backfield. Pass goes to Schmitz out at the 40. He takes it and gets corralled at the 35-yard line. And we have number 59 for the Lopers kind of just diving in. That's Tim McCaw, the offensive guard. I had the wrong name. It was Byers and Schmitz in the backfield. Valine was stopped the far side in that previous play.
So Valine's the one that caught the ball.
Yes.
All right. You kind of lost me there on the.
I lost myself. Again, lone back is Schmitz, Rogers, Banks, and Valine on the near side. The ball is batted down. And if you could just see from our vantage point of how big number 78 really is, you understand why he's such a great defensive football player.
You got a poster of Charles Mann, about that height, about that size, but probably not as big. I think Charles Mann's a little broader.
I wouldn't say it to him, but you know,
yeah, I wouldn't either.
Rogers and Banks, the far side. Valine here on the near side. The lone back is Schmitz in motion to the left. Russ Harvey, quarterback sneak. And he gets out across the 34 down about the 33-yard line of the Hornets. That'll bring up third down and about 7 yards.
There's a little quarterback fake the pass right quick and shoot up the middle, hoping for a hole.
Well, we saw
the
first game of the season against South Dakota State. The quarterback sneak was probably the, you could call it the game. There's so many quarterback sneaks in that game that maybe they thought that would be worthwhile. Harvey back to pass. He takes under his arm. He scrambles out across the 30 down to about the 28, 27-yard line.
Gain of 5 for us.
So he's short of a first down of about 2 yards. A big decision here by Coach Borhoff to either go for it or try to let Grauerholtz come in with the wind at his back and kick the field goal. Excuse me. It looks like they will go with Russ Harvey at quarterback. So they're going to go for it on 4th down and a long 3 yards. The first down is at the 25-yard line. Let's see what the Lopers can do. All receivers here on the near side. Rogers, Valine, and Banks. Schmitz the lone back. Handoff goes to Schmitz, and he's met at the line of scrimmage by number 49, Bentley Brillhart. That 4th down attempt is snuffed by Bentley Brillhart. So the Hornets will take over 1st and 10.
There's a counter step up the middle with just right up between the tackle and guard. Nowhere to go with 49, as you said, for the Hornets. Bentley Brillhart, the one that had the interception, he is doing the most damage on the defensive part for the Hornets against the Lopers today.
Phillips rolls the left side, takes under his arm, cuts it back up the middle, and is met there by number 90, Pat Wojtovic.
He's a leading rusher so far. No, scratch that. Van Wezel with 36 yards. And then at 31 yards, Tony Phillips, the quarterback. So he's second in the rushing today for a quarterback. And he's 2 for 7 in the passing category.
2nd down and 2 for the Hornets. Vance here on the near side. Handoff goes to Van Wezel up the middle. And I'm sure that'll be enough for a Hornet first down.
And Van Wezel, he's a powerhouse inside. You have to get down and explode and try to block him right at the line of scrimmage to try to tackle him. But Emporia State has a pretty good offensive line, so it's going to be a battle.
Phillips hands off to Alvestra Bobby, takes it right up the middle, and is met there by the entire Loper defense. 5:35 left to go until halftime. The score is the Hornets 10, the Lopers 7.
I don't know, but this number 1, came in the beginning of the game for the Hornets, Anthony Cowens. Now he's got his right knee taped up. So both knees in the injury reporting status for Mr. Cowens. And here comes the footballs. Touchdown flying at us. You might see one in the screen in just a moment.
Phillips back to pass, rolls left side, looking for 88, Wade Ledoux, and pass falls incomplete.
Good. That's a way to rush a quarterback for the Loper defense. Number 75, Marvin Watts, is right there in Phillips' face to distract the pass. So it's going to bring up 3rd down and 8. Let's see if the Lopers can hold him here and try to get the ball back with 4 minutes left.
The Hornets break the huddle, comes the line. Brandon to the near side, also 82 is Vance. The far side is Knight. Van Wezel, the fullback, Alvestra back. It goes to Bobby, and he tough yardage, 5 yards for Alvestra Bobby out to the 45-yard line. Well, that will not be enough for a first down, so Van Wezel will shed the shoe and show the skin. He'll punt it off to the awaiting Banks or Omar Rogers. Low snap to Van Weasel, and it gets caught up in the wind. It bounces out of bounds at about the 34-yard line, where the Lopers will take over at the 34.
Punters are kicking down south, saying the ball's coming back north. You just have to keep it low and flat. 4:13 left in the game, in the half.
The Lopers would need a long, sustained drive here, eat up a lot of clock, and get that ball into the end zone. They have the wind at their back, so this probably could be a great opportunity to go long to one of the receivers. Single set back with Rogers, Valine, and Banks here on the near side. Harvey back to pass. He hits Valine across the middle at the 45, but then Valine went back 3 yards and gained it all back, so he's tackled at the 45-yard line. Should be enough for a first down for the Lopers.
Gain of 10 for Mr. Valine. And Harvey, 6 for 11 today's game.
Again, all three receivers coming to you in your screen. The lone back is Nolan Byer. Handoff goes to Byer, and he'll gain about 2, maybe 3 yards on that carry.
We haven't heard much of Doug Banks in this game since after those first 2 catches right at the beginning.
Again, the receivers all coming in your screen on the right side. Fake to Nolan. He tries to run out there. Gets that across the 50, picks up the first down, and runs out of bounds at the 43-yard line. Great scrambling by Russ Harvey. Leon Lett was on the warpath to Russ Harvey, and he did the smart thing by running out of bounds. But one thing Russ Harvey is not afraid of is to take that hit.
If you remember back to the game when the Lopers played West Texas State and defeated them, Omar Rogers and Doug Banks are very, very partial to the game at the beginning of the game. And so far, Omar has only had 1 pass reception for 11 yards, and Banks with only 17. So we have to get them in the game.
In the eye is Byer, the fullback. I-back is Schmitz. Schmitz spins it out at the 43, down at the 41-yard line. Yeah, that's true, Rich. They need to get the ball to Banks and Rogers. Valine is carrying the load for the receiving corps this afternoon so far. So I feel that they do need to get the ball to Banks or Rogers.
Nolan Byer only has 9 yards total in the game because he had 8 and you minus 3, then you minus another 9. It hurts.
Valine goes to the far side, Banks and Rogers on the near side. Byer, the lone back. Harvey under heavy pressure, scrambles out of it. He needs a block. Find one. A great block by Omar Rogers on number 40, Matt Collier. And Rogers did exactly what Russ Harvey asked him to do. Harvey put out number 40, and Omar Rogers took him out. So the first down and 10 for the Lopers, the ball on the 25-yard line.
That's a smart quarterback play. Heads up, just knows what to do. With 2 minutes left in the game, in the half.
So doing exactly what we were talking before, a long drive, eat clock up, and hopefully get a score. Pitch goes to Byers, has trouble holding on to it. He meets 43. 43 just hung on for dear life. That was Brett Overson. And then he rode Byers out of bounds, and then he threw him down. So we have a penalty flag on the play.
That's going to be against Emporia. It has to be, because I don't see anything wrong with the Lopers.
As you see, they're discussing over there, and Russ Harvey wants to know exactly what's going on. Personal foul against Emporia State. First down and 10 for the Lopers.
Well, as I said, you know, it's going to be nice for the Lopers if they can score and make it 14-10 before the half, have a 4-point margin. It's going to really help.
A minute 46 remaining in the first half. Russ Harvey pulls the troops out of the huddle and brings them to the line. Under center to the far side is Banks and Rogers. Here on the near side is Verlaine. Byers alone back. Long count. Pass goes to Verlaine, and number 16 for the Hornets, Ross Wright, excuse me. Great job on the coverage. So it'll be 2nd and goal, ball resting on the 10-yard line. The sun kind of disappears behind the clouds for hopefully a little bit. For this being, might be a nice break.
Harvey passing at 50-50, 6 for 12. Lopers need to score here.
All 3 receivers here on the near side. Russ Harvey back to pass, got heavy pressure, and just about gets it away to Nolan Byers. He was under pressure by number 33 for the Hornets, Andy Massian, and just got away just in time. That brings up 3rd down and goal.
And I have to do it here because it'll be. You can do it here, tie it, but it'd be really nice to see a touchdown come out of the Lopers' benefit because with this drive, it's really nice to see.
Minute 39 left to go until halftime. Lone back is Nolan Byers. All receivers here on the near side of the field. Pitch goes to Byers on the, and it looks like he'll have it right into the end zone. Touchdown, Kearney State. Great play calling there by Coach Boroff. Great pitch by Russ Harvey, and then we'll end up the greatness with a great run by number 34, Nolan Byers of the Lopers. So that puts the Lopers up on top at 13-10. Darren Grauholtz will come in to add the extra point. If we could get a shot of number 1 on the sidelines being taken off the field after the extra point attempt.
Now the little scooter machine down here. I think what happened, he might have twisted him or bruised him because he's walking on him. And
Grauholtz adds the extra point to make the score 14 for the Lopers, 10 for the Hornets. As you see in your screen, that's number 1, Anthony Collins. He will go off the field. He went down in the first quarter with his left knee, and then in the second, towards the end of the first quarter, in the beginning of the second quarter, he went down with the right knee, so they escorted him off the field. With 1:33 left to go until halftime, like I said before, the Lopers lead the Hornets 14-10. And Rich, I believe this is exactly what you wanted to see from a coaching standpoint on the Loper sidelines.
Yes, because you go with the drive, you know, at the beginning of the game, and you score and you lead the game 7-0, and then you have the Hornets come back and leading you 10-7. Ilga's getting kind of worried for Coach Claire Boroff is he got the potential of the team just to come back and score and try to get a lead up on the top of this team, ranked number 13 at NAIA, the Hornets, and it did. It worked off. Good benefit for Nolan Byers to run that 10-yard touchdown play, so it makes it 14-10. So the Lopers are looking good.
And as you, sorry to interrupt you there, Rich, you saw that the ball did blow off the tee with the wind here. The wind is kind of picking up here at Welch Stadium.
It makes a coach anytime very happy when you see you come out with a good drive and then you get a little slump and then come back and score. That's what you need.
So Grauholtz will kick it high to number 6 for the Hornets, Shane Mullion, and he is tripped up by Simmons, number 12, also number 39 for the Lopers, Bart Eckhout.
18-yard gain for Shane Mullen. Received the ball at the 12-yard line.
Hornets will take over with 1st and 10, the ball on the 26-yard line. We'll give it the 27th. The center just moved it up a yard. Phillips under center, throws it to number 14, Dexter Knight, and he does the wise thing, step out of bounds, save the clock.
You know what Coach Kramer's trying to do? Trying to get the quick down and out to stop the clock, and then have a potential to score. And you got an awesome kicker, number 10, Rick Van Wezel, for your team. That can kick a ball pretty far. But there's one bad point against Emporia. They're going to be kicking into the wind.
That's true. So Phillips under center. The Bants will go in motion to the far side. Other side is Lackey, and their side was Knight. Phillips rolls. He just underthrows Lackey. Lackey dives out of bounds, ball incomplete. Bring up third down and about 4 yards for the Hornets.
Passing game hasn't been really well for the Hornets. I mean, Troy Phillips, Antonia that is only 3 for 9 in the passing category. The rushing on the ground with Van Wezel and Bobby has been the strong points for the Hornets so far in the game.
You're watching exciting local football on KSTV Channel 25. This game is brought to you by Killian Motors, Bogart's Food Stores, Kearney State Bank, the Big Apple, and the Platte Valley State Bank. In the eyes, Van Wezel. The eye back is Alvester Bobby. Bance comes in motion. Handoff goes to Bobby. Following his blockers, cuts it up, and is brought down by number 97, Frank McMillan, and DJ Vokalek. Excuse me, that's number 92, Jeff Ortmeyer. We will have a measurement. First down and 10 for the Hornets. Minute 19 left to go until halftime. Lackey goes in. Brandon comes out.
A lot of Kearney State Antelope players on the traveling squad this year. Quite a few.
Phillips under center. He'll roll out to his right side. He will scramble. And on his back was number 89, Garland Bryant. And Tony Phillips comes up a little slow. Great pursuit by number 89 for the Lopers.
Bryant just hit him on the blind side. Nowhere to go for their quarterback, Tony Phillips. So it's going to bring up second down. And I think Coach Kramer is going to be looking for a long, deep out-of-bound play like Jerry Rice and the 49ers do. So, or they might, like they've been doing for the rest of the game, give it to the running backs.
On the far side is Brandon. The near side was Knight. Handoff goes to Bobby right up the middle and is swung down by number 89, Garland Bryant of the Lopers.
Well, my second thought was accurate. They have to hustle because they have 42 seconds left in the half.
Garland Bryant coming in this afternoon's game had 22 total tackles. Vance is coming towards you in the screen. Handoff goes to Bobby again, right up the middle for a dive play. Again, Garland Bryant, along with number 44, Tim Arntz, and number 55, Darren Gunn. First down 10 for the Hornets again.
$18 seconds. So counting down.
Coach wants a timeout, and he is a little upset with his players. Coach Kramer wanted timeout and couldn't get the attention of his players. So with this timeout, we'll take a timeout. You're watching exciting local football on KSTV Channel 25.
Serious eye injuries can happen in the home, the yard, the workplace, or the sports field. So play it safe. Wear heavy-duty safety glasses or goggles like these when using tools that could send particles flying. Wear impact-resistant sports goggles when playing racket sports, basketball, or any game in which your eyes can be hit by a flying object or by another player. This simple precaution can save your sight. A message for eye safety from the Will Rogers Institute, White Plains, New York.
Welcome back to Welch Stadium. I'm Kevin Sladovnik along with Rich Broderson here to broadcast the game from Emporia State University on the campus of Emporia.
I'm kind of happy I'm not doing the play-by-play because I don't know if I can get your last name right. Come with those intros like that. Sladovnik?
Correct.
Boy, touchdown on that one.
18 seconds left to go until halftime. The Hornets just picked up a first down, and the ball is resting on the 47-yard line. Fake handoff to Davila. Phillips back to pass. Davila goes out in the flat, gets hit hard, and stays in bounds, which is probably the worst thing he could have done. Hit hard by Greg Smith and brought down by Tim Arntz, Garland Bryant, and Marvin Watts.
A loss of 3 on the play.
Three seconds left to go until halftime, and I would assume that Emporia might just run the clock out, kneel down, and go locker room, trailing by 4 points. And that is in the half, so the Hornets did not get the play off. So at halftime, wait, hold on a second. They started the clock, I think, a little bit too early. I believe that the Hornets called a timeout before the play clock ran out, so we'll probably have one more play. So now the Hornets are back on the field and ready to go, but the Lopers are sitting in a huddle on the far side. A little confusion here right before halftime. This is one thing you don't want to happen is probably give a big play up right here. That would really kind of crush the confidence of the Lopers right before halftime. So with 3 seconds left to go, we'll try one more play and do it again. Phillips goes back to pass and underthrows Dexter Knight. So that will be halftime here at Welch Stadium on the campus of Emporia State University. With the score, the Kearney State Antelopes 14, the Emporia State Hornets 10.
That's about it. I'll give the halftime statistics when we come back. How about that?
We'll see you back here for the second half on KSTV Channel 25. This game is brought to you by Killian Motors, Bogart's Food Stores, Kearney State Bank, the Big Apple, and the Platte Valley State Bank.
Join KSTV Channel 25 and go on the air at KSC for Homecoming 1990.
We'll bring you every band and float from the Homecoming Parade, airing at 4 o'clock on Sunday, October 14th.
This follows the star-studded lip sync contest, which airs at 2 o'clock. Hear everything from oldies to rap.
Don't forget, this Sunday, the lip sync contest at 2, the Homecoming Parade at 4, right here on KSTV Channel 25.
All right. I did.
Noon of football. The score, which it stands right now, is Kearney State 14, Emporia State 10. The first half was a great job of Kearney State taking advantage of the field position. Great. They got both their running and passing game going. Emporia State, with a few errors and penalties, got Kearney in scoring position. And the halftime stats look like this.
Well, let's first go with the scoring. It started out with the Kearney State Lopers off their 5-yard line with a pass from Russ Harvey going to Travis Valine in the back of the end zone with a 5-yard touchdown, and Grillholtz with the extra point afterwards, making the score 7-0. But Emporia State came back after some faulty penalties and stuff like that. PAT kicker Rick Van Wezel kicked a 25-yard field goal to close the gap by 4, 7-3. And then it was number 89, Sean Clothier, with good concentration in the corner of the end zone, catching a 7-yard touchdown pass from Tony Phillips, the quarterback for the Hornets, making it 10-0. And then a good deal for the Lopers coming back and scoring with a 10-yard run with number 34, Nolan Byer, the fullback, making a 10-yard touchdown, making the score 14-10. Leading rusher for the Lopers, it looks like Nolan Byer, number 30, with, number 35. 35 yards, number 34 that is. Nolan Byer has 35 yards total. Right behind him, Russ Harvey, the quarterback, had 32 yards coming in, and he was 6 for 13 in the passing category. 58 yards catching for Travis Valine, and the guy that was kept quiet for the Lopers, number 20, Doug Banks, with only 17 yards in the first half of play. And one interception due to DJ Vokalek on the defensive standpoint with a 1-yard interception due to the penalties that came and hurt the Lopers there. For Emporia State, the lead rusher is number 10. The fullback for the Hornets, number 10, as I said, Rick Van Weasel, has 40 yards on the ground. I forgot, excuse me here. The leading rusher was number 4 with 52 yards, Alvester Bobby, the tailback. The quarterback as well as Tony Phillips. He has 31 yards. Dexter Knight, 21 yards. And number 82, Andy Banch, has 14 yards. And interception-wise for the Hornets, number 49, Bentley Brillhart, had a 3-yard interception down on the 15-yard line. That set up the scoring 7-yard punch to number 89, Sean Clothier, making the score 10-7. But it's Lopers on tap, 14-10. And with a 3,000 here on tap in the crowd category with the play-by-play, here's Kevin Sladownik.
In that first half, I'm sure Coach Bohr has to be really impressed with his team taking advantage of the situation that they were in. They were pinned back and right before halftime had a long drive, like Rich was saying. And usually they come out the second half and it's a little slow starting. So let's see that with going in the locker room ahead 14-10, now coming out of the locker room ahead 14-10, that this the momentum is in their favor and they can get something going here. And the kick will go to number 16, Travis Valine, but he bobbles it. And I believe that's number 88, Galen Bartles, who got that ball off the bounce and picked it up and ran it for about 10 or 12 yards.
A 13-yard return with a mishap of Valine with the fingers. So it's going to be first down and 10 and see if the Lopers can do it.
Ball resting on the 27-yard line. Russ Harvey will take over. Signal set back there. Rogers, Valine, Banks here on the near side, and penalties will fly, and I believe it will be motion on the Lopers.
Just coming out quick with the first play off the line of scrimmage, and just have to keep your concentration in the game.
So a big mistake here on the, well, not a big mistake, but a mistake here right on the opening play of the first half. So again, all three receivers coming towards you in the screen here. Banks, number 2016 is Travis Valine. Number 31 is Omar Rogers. In the backfield is number 34, Nolan Byer. 13, Russ Harvey calling the count at the line. He'll hand it off to Byer. He'll bring it to the near side and get hit hard and get tackled at the 30-yard line. A pickup of about 3 yards.
A gain of 4 for Byer. It's just, that's a play you'll be seeing all throughout the game. They ran that all the time in the first half. It's just a little counter sweep to the right or to the left, where they get Byer on the try to find the hole, pick his hole between the tackle tight end or between the number 1 hole, the split end and the tight end. So far in points of Byer's view, he's running really well. I mean, he's finding the hole and he's exploding and trying to gain some yards.
Yes, he is, Rich. Again, 3 receivers here. Valine will go in motion to the far side. Russ Harvey calling a long count. Fake the handoff to Byers. Throws it behind Travis Valine. Has to turn around and falls incomplete. So that'll bring up a third down, about 7 yards for the Lopers. The Emporia State defense came out. Looks like they're really pumped up to play the second half.
That's hard to see with Russ Harvey coming on today's game, coming into the second half with 6 out of 14 passes. The receivers have to catch the ball. It's all to it.
Going split to the far side is Travis Valine. On the near side is 20 Banks and 31 Rogers. Blown back in is Byer. Harvey back to pass, has to scramble to his left, and he will Ball incomplete, but we might have a pass interference on the defensive side of Emporia on number 5, Tim Felton. We'll have to wait and see. Valine was coming back for the ball, as you could see, and Felton was right on his back and knocked the ball away, and it is against the Emporia State Hornets.
Now, as you guys saw that play, I would have taken the flag up personally. That's me, the armchair quarterback. You're up in the booth, but I'm saying the player was going for the ball too. I mean, he was right there. But also, like I said at the beginning of the game, the official has a better view of the play, and he probably was all over his back.
So first down 10 for the Lopers. A great, just a big break there for the Lopers to pick up that first down and keep their drive alive. Valine here on the near side in the I formation is Byers, the fullback. Schmidt is the I back. On the far side is Banks. First and 10 from the 41-yard line. Hands off to Schmitz. He goes off the right side and gets tackled at the 49-yard line by number 16 for the Hornets, Ross Wright.
It's going to be the last time I say it. Right there, it's that little counter sweep to the right side, trying to find the hole. And when Byers out, Schmidt does the same thing. He finds the hole and he explodes, goes upfield, trying to gain as many yards as possible.
Lopers have great backs in Schmitz and Byers. Second and 2. And it's still back in the eye. Valine here is on the near side. On the far side, way over there is Banks. Handoff goes to Schmitz. He's running hard, picks up a first down, and we got a flag. He might have holding or maybe face mask. We'll have to wait and see.
Looks like holding on number 59 on the line for the Lopers, Tim McCall, the right guard.
Schmitz was brought down by number 57 for the Hornets, Carl Burrell. And we do have holding on the Lopers. So they'll march it back.
Some nice sights to see in this field once in a while, I'll tell you that. Inside the broadcaster's point of mind. That's it.
So second down and 11 for the Lopers. The split backs of Byers and Schmitz. The far side is Valine. Near side is Banks. Fake the draw. Harvey back to pass. Had Valine wide open in the middle for a first down, but Valine could not hold on to it. He's really disgusted with himself on that play. So brings up third down 11.
6 for 16 passes for Harvey. And that must be a little hindrance to the stat makers who are holding the stats right now over there for the Kearney State Lopers. Lopers in the first half only had 5 first downs.
All 3 receivers on the far side. Rogers, Valine, Banks, Schmitz the lone back. Fake the handoff to Schmitz. They'll go to Schmitz and incomplete. We might have pass interference on number 40 for the Hornets, Matt Coiler, but I think they might just pick up that flag because it did not look like he had anything to do with Schmitz missing that pass. And I believe
illegal receiver downfield.
Illegal man downfield. So Dave Banger will come in to punt for the Lopers, and Emporia State dodged another bullet here on the first drive of the Lopers.
Well, see if the Lopers defense comes out with a meaningful sight to see here.
Dexter Knight back to return the punt along with Shane Mullen. The kick will go into the end zone and be a touchback at the 20-yard line, where Tony Phillips will take over at quarterback for the Emporia State Hornets.
Good kick by Bangert. Just never had the right chemistry to hold that ball inside the 10-yard line. Just went outside. So this is a test for the Loper D. They need to show their stuff right here, right in the beginning of in the second half.
So Phillips under center is Van Weasel and Bobby in the backfield. Reverse goes to number 83, Vance, trying to find somewhere to go, and is hit hard by number 6, DJ Vokalek for the Lopers. The Lopers were not fooled on that play, which they were in the game last year at Kearney.
Gain of 7 for Vance. Making a total on the day here, 21 yards for him in two carries.
So the wind's starting to pick up just a little bit here this afternoon at Welch Stadium. Again, like Rich said, a nice crowd on hand to watch this great football matchup between the Lopers and the Hornets. Phillips back under center, Van Weasel the fullback, Bobby the I-back, Lackey here on the near side with Vance on the far side. Handoff goes to Bobby looking for a blocker. He slips down at the 28-yard line. A little help there for number 44, Tim Arntz.
Gain of 3 for Alvester. The cat, huh? How about that? Alvester the cat. Alvester Bobby.
So Alvester Bobby and Vance will come out. Quincy Tillion is the I-back. Handoff goes to Van Weasel. And I believe that'll be enough for a first down for the Hornets of Emporia State.
Just a fullback give to Van Weasel to get that on his first down. That's number 9 for the Emporia State Hornets. 9 first downs in the game so far. With 10:50 left in the third quarter.
Rick Van Weasel and Tillion in the backfield. There goes Vance coming to you in the screen. Pitch goes to Tillion. He cuts it upside and gets brought down by Tim Arntz and number 89, Garland Bryant.
Quincy Tillman, number 3, coming in first action of the game. And gain of 3-2.
Brings up second down and about 7 yards for the Lopers of Emporia State. Alvester Bobby keeps walking in there, but then he does not stay in there. So I don't know if he's injured or just giving him a little rest before they give him a little workhorse here in the third and fourth quarters. Again, there goes Vance in motion to the far side. Pitch goes to Tillion again. Hit, spins, and brought down by Tim Arntz, number 44 of the Lopers. So it looks like they have a lot of weapons in the backfield of Emporia State.
Well, it's nice to see a little combination of tailback support for Emporia. But for the Loper standpoint, they're saying, hey, guys, where do you all come from?
They do have a very talented backfield. They're coming up to the line. In the eye, Alvester Bobby back in the lineup at I-back. Fullback is Van Weasel. Handoff goes to Bobby up the right side and is drugged down there by number 6, DJ Vokalek.
And a 7 for Bobby. Coach Kramer for Emporia, he's been in the college football coaching career for 25 years. Can you believe?
DJ Vokalek, a 6'1 sophomore, eligibility-wise, 200 pounds, from Lincoln Northeast High School.
Next week, the Lopers homecoming against New Mexico Highlands at Foster Field in Kearney.
Handoff goes to Bobby right up the middle and just met head on there with DJ Vokalek, and it was a tough. He took on Vokalek and might have won the battle a little bit, but Vokalek held on and brought him down. Again, like Rich was saying, homecoming at Foster Field in Kearney, Nebraska, where they play New Mexico Highlands. Also, the Emporia State will take on Fort Hays State next week, and it's their homecoming also. So we hope the weather is exactly like it is this afternoon back at Kearney, Nebraska.
That's going to be a battle. Fort Hays State and Emporia State. Can Fort Hays get revenge? We will find out.
Handoff right in the middle to Alvester Bobby, and he stumbles down out across the 45-yard line. So it looks like we said, I was saying earlier, Rich, was that they were going to go with the workhorse, kind of let him out for 3 plays, and brought him in there and gone to him 3 plays in a row. So with 8:15 left to go in the third quarter, the Lopers lead the Hornets 14-10. 7-yard gain there by Bobby.
Great hospitality up here. They really do quite a really good job pleasing us announcers.
Goes to Bobby again. He looks to go outside, and is brought down by number 18, Mike Arnold, and number 27 for the Lopers. That's Mark Hagedon. Bring up 2nd down and 6 for the Hornets. So right now the Hornets are moving the ball at will on the Lopers, and all of it's done on the ground.
What's happening is that they go with a double tight end set, and they're pitting up the outside linebackers like number 28 Greg Smith.
Goes to Davila, and he's brought down by number 44 Tim Arndt. Also in the tackle 89 Garland Bryant, and 75 Marvin Watts, along with 92 Jeff Ortmeyer.
I got to get back to number 28 Greg Smith on this side, and then number 9 for the Lopers, Tony Spires. They come up like outside linebackers right on the ends of the defense, and with the double tight end set, they're just pushing them out. There's no linebacker help except Darren Gunn in the middle, and that's the offensive line of the Hornets are so powerful. They're just stopping the defensive surge, and they're getting the running plays right what they want.
Pitch goes to Tillian off to the right side, and I believe he'll have enough for a 1st down. We'll have to get the official signal of it. The angle here in the booth, like we've been saying all afternoon, is kind of tough to see things like that. And it is a 1st down for the Hornets and Quincy Tillian.
You gain a 5 for Mr. Tillman. Their running game, wide pass. Their quarterback is 3-4-12.
Hand off to Davila, and he just kind of runs right to the middle and is brought down by 28 Greg Smith. Number 9 Tony Spires, also in the tackle.
That's 3 quick 1st downs for the Hornets so far in this drive.
Brand on the near side, hand goes to Bobby. He's going on the right side, following his blockers, and he put his head down and drove back a Kearney defender back about a yard. In on the tackle is number 55 Darren Gunn, 28 Greg Smith, 44 Tim Arndt, and number 6 DJ Vokalek. So gang tackling by the Lopers, but they are getting some yardage on them, though. So that's one thing that the defensive coaches for Kearney State have to be wondering about, what actually is going on in there. Why are they moving the ball down the field?
The Lopers just need to shoot out. I mean, they're not get pumped and try to knock that offensive line over, trying to get the advantage point.
It always, what we were saying to start off the second half, is that they always come out slow out of the locker room. Many times you like to have that no halftime and just let them play, because they always have the power going into halftime. Then they come out a little sluggish, and the first drive for the other team always gets down in territory, and they wind up scoring. Pitch goes to Alvester Bobby to the left side, and he's held up there by number 12, Steve Simmons, until reinforcements can come in number 52, Gary Estes, and along with number 37, Shannon Hansen. So Sims did a great job fighting off his block and just trying to slow up Alvester Bobby so people can come up and help him make the tackle.
Gain a 0 on that play. You know what they call their little mascot, the Hornet down here? Corky. Corky the Hornet.
Phillips rolling out to his right side, and he finds number 82, Andy Bance, but the rule incomplete. Number 10 for the Hornets, Rick Van Weasel, going down and arguing, and the officials are discussing the play over there on the far corner of the end zone.
We need instant replay. Mr. Arrett, that's a vest. So it's going to be an incomplete pass.
To the fans' dismay here at Welch Stadium.
Yeah, and that made Tony Phillips was 3 for 11 for the day so far. So I say quit the passing, start the running up again. The running game is just to your advantage.
I really don't know why there was discussion. The official made the call. It should stand. I wouldn't imagine they would reverse it.
Why would they? There's no instant replay in this league. The College Football League.
And they'll just okay with that. And Tony Phillips wants to know why, what is what up in the referee huddle. So we'll get ready for play to resume here with Knight bringing in the play.
The battle of the NCAA Division II and the NAA ranked number 13 in the conference. My thing's falling down here. I'll get her. I got her.
Alvester Bobby in the backfield, fake hand to him. Finds Rick Van Meter wide open in the end zone for a touchdown, and Tony Phillips is just excited for that touchdown, and so are the fans here at Welch Stadium. So with that touchdown, it puts the Hornets on top, 16-14.
There's a fake to Bobby right up the middle, and right with a little try to get through the line, look back, and there was Rick Van Weasel right at the end zone with a 13-yard touchdown pass from Tony Phillips, making the score 16-14, as you said.
It froze the defensive backfield of the Lopers, and then didn't have time to recover. And now we have another meeting on the field with the referees. I don't know exactly what it is. The referee will come over and talk to Coach Kramer and give him what was going on. And now the other official goes over to Coach Boroff. They're looking up here in the booth. We don't know exactly what's going on.
Okay, get this. I saw a player down there in uniform in the stands. I have a feeling I bet you... I have dead found it. I don't know what's going on here. If our cameraman could pan left down the stands, on the stands there's number 58.
What the announcement on the PA was that somebody has a whistle or something in the stands and they're blowing it, so maybe some of the Kearney State players thought the play was dead.
I don't understand this with a player with a uniform with 58.
It's a fan wearing a football uniform. Has nothing, as far as I know, has nothing to do with the Emporia State team itself. Just has a black uniform on with the 58, and they're blowing the horns. That might have been...
Well, he's the one with the whistle, I guess, because Coach went over there and told him to shut up. So.
And the kick by Rick Van Weasel is off to the left. So the score right now is Emporia State Hornets 16, the Kearney State Lopers 14, with 4:21 left to go in the third quarter. And all this, I don't know.
Harassment. I'm going to leave that there.
I'm
done with it.
Going on the different, the questionable, the calling the incomplete passes and maybe complete passes, and the meetings on the field, it just kind of sums up that drive with having someone in the stands ruining the game for everybody else.
Well, it's only a 2-point lead for the Hornets, so Lopers have a chance here. So let's see if they can do it. It's only down 2. I mean, you can come back and score 2 touchdowns and be way ahead. That's very unusual, seeing Rick Van Weasel missing an extra point attempt.
Van Weasel kicks it off to Valine at the 10-yard line. Takes it right to the middle. One person to beat and is knocked out of bounds. Number 6, Shane Mullion, at about the 47-yard line of Emporia State.
A 42-yard gain for number 16, Travis Valine, excuse me. Next door neighbors call him Voland. I'm right, they're wrong.
So that has to be a very positive note for Lopers to start off this second drive of the third quarter.
That makes Travis Valine right there 100 yards on the day for the slot back.
In the I formation is Byers at fullback, Schmitz at I-back, Valine in the near side, Banks on the far side. Handoff goes to Schmitz. He'll take it to the left side. Break it out, down, and cut it back to the side and go down for a touchdown. Greg Schmitz with a 47-yard touchdown run for the Kearney State Lopers, and the sidelines are just ecstatic. 2 plays and touchdown.
Right there again. You got the outside counter sweep. You cut up. It's like 3 steps right up the middle, then you come right down the line, and Harvey just hands you off the ball, and you go and try to pick the hole, and you go up the field, and right, a perfect cut at the 35-yard line on Greg Schmidt's part, and touchdown all the way. He has the speed and makes the score 20-16. I told you right there, it's going to get starting some scoring here.
So 6 points right on the board in just like that. So Grohl will try to add the extra point, and it is good. Take a score 21-16. The Lopers lead the Hornets. You are watching exciting Loper football. I do mean exciting Loper football on KSTV channel 25.
Want to do something really nice for your friends? Next time you go out with them, if they're going to be drinking alcohol, offer to be the designated driver for the evening. That means you stick to non-alcoholic drinks and drive everyone home safely. Next time, one of them can do the same thing for you. You could be saving them from being arrested or having a serious accident. You could even be saving their lives. Now that's what I call a friend. For more information on drinking and driving, write the Will Rogers Institute, White Plains, New York.
Welcome back to Welch State, and if you got up to go to the refrigerator to let the kids in, you just missed a great run by number 30, Greg Schmitz of the Lopers, a 47-yard touchdown run to make the score. The Kearney State Lopers 21, the Emporia State Hornets 16.
And now that's the kind of drive I like to see. You have Travis Valine catch the kickoff at the 10-yard line, brings it to the 47 of the Hornets. Then one play later, give it to Schmidt, touchdown. That's the way it always has to be. It's nice.
Molia takes it out of his end zone and just decide to get down it, and the ball will come out to the 20-yard line of the Hornets.
I mean, I would take that any day if I was a coach.
And that's just got to be, hats off to the offensive line and the receivers blocking for Greg Schmitz going down the left side.
That fullback play, I don't know if he called a counter sweep or whatever they call it. It's really working to their advantage.
Handoff goes Elvester Bobby off the left side and is brought down by number 37, Shannon Hansen. Well, his shirt's kind of wrinkled right now, but when he turns around, we'll get a look at him. Number, I believe that's 85, Chris Hutton. Elvester Bobby The I-back, Van Weasel, the fullback. Hand up goes to Bobby. He's coming to the left side looking for his wall blockers. Hit hard by Tim Arntz. Dave Bangert, Jeff Ortmeyer, and again, Chris Hutton.
So you can say this game is just run, run, run throughout the passing game, because you have Tony Phelps 4 for 12 on the day, and then there is Russ Harvey with 6 for 17.
Third down and a long 4. Knight to the far side. Lackey here on the near side with Bance at the slot back. Bance takes out the reverse. Tries to cut it back up inside, and they lose a couple yards. Great defensive stop by the Kearney State Lopers, and the coaching for the Lopers are very, very excited over there on the sidelines. And so is the players on the field, as you can see.
Just got back to the line of scrimmage barely. Bringing up fourth down and 4, that is.
And with the wind in Van Weasel's face, the Lopers should end up with excellent field position. Van Weasel with a nice punt going to Banks. He'll call for a fair catch at about the 32-yard line. Not a good idea by Banks to call a fair catch. Just kind of make sure he had the ball in his hands so the Lopers come out and take over on the offensive side once again.
And it's nice to see Banks back catching the ball there. He needs to get in the game, no matter what. Omar Rogers, Banks, like I said it before halftime, you haven't heard of them much in this game. And when you get those guys rocking and rolling, watch out. Kearney State's lethal.
So we have Banks on the near side. Here comes Valine to the near side with Rogers also on the near side. Lone back is Nolan Byer. Fake to Byer, and Russ Harvey. Omar Rogers had to come back, and he just is having a tough time these last 2 games holding on to the football.
That is the 3rd time, as you said. Just the ball is right there on his fingertips and just bounced out.
Leon Lett was after Russ Harvey, so he had to get the ball away quickly, and did so.
All I say, they better keep the Cokes rolling up here, because I'm gonna be dehydrated pretty soon.
The split backfield of Byers and Schmitz. Here on the near side is Valine. The far side is Banks. 2nd down and 10. Russ already back to pass. Hits Valine over his shoulder. Great catch by Valine. He cuts it up for a 1st down and 6 more yards. 1st down 10 for the Kearney State Lopers. Brought down by number 28 for Emporia State, Corey Jones, and number 16, Ross White.
Once again, Travis Valine having a wonderful game in the catching category, and also the running punt return and kickoff returns as well. He's a 6'2", 108-pounder, 88-pounder, a senior from Long Island, Kansas. Being his home state, matter of speaking.
Quick pass to Valine, and he gets out across the 50 to about the 49-yard line of Emporia State. So it looks like right now Travis Valine has been hurting Emporia, but he still finds a way to get open. And if they find a way to shut him down, that might have Doug Banks and Omar Rogers be a little more open throughout this 2nd half.
1 minute left in the 3rd quarter, and like we were saying, Travis Valine has 120 yards so far in the game. 120. And we have to ride back with the car without air conditioning. I'll talk to you about this, sports director. Just kidding, don't worry.
Right at the middle to Nolan Byer. He shakes a few tackles and keeps running. It's going to be close to a 1st down. Number 43 for the Hornets, as you saw here on your screen, Brett Oberzin kind of gets up limping. 1st down 10 is the signal from the referee on the field. 33 seconds left to go in the third quarter.
You know what's different in this half? The offensive line of the Lopers are just exploding off the ball. Watch this. See, they take like
Draw to Byers. He gets out across the 40 and then is brought back the 40. And we have some extracurricular hitting going on out there. Number 79 for the Lopers is getting some high fives. Tom Bren, he went out there and just laid a block on one of the Emporia State players, and the people on the sideline of the team, of the Lopers, are really appreciating that hit.
Like I was saying, like you see Scott Ford, the center, come out and explode, and just on his rear end, on his canister, number 50 went, actually 51, Scott McIntosh, got my things backwards, defensive end Derek Hams, and there's nowhere to go for the defensive line, and that's one big factor for the Lopers, their offensive line.
They are, as you mentioned, they are doing a great job of exploding off that ball and just kind of giving Russ Harvey, if he goes back to pass, time to pass, also opening the big holes for the runners. So I'm sure that the offensive line coach is really looking at this quarter and saying, okay, you came out your first drive, you kind of slacked a little bit, you come back here, your second possession of third quarter, or excuse me, third possession of third quarter, and you're really blowing the other team off the ball.
And look who's out of the game. Leon Letts, the big dude.
It is really hot down there. As you can see on the sidelines, number 10 has a towel on his head trying to shade himself from the heat. That great camera work there by our A1 camera operator, Craig Heinitz.
He does a good job, doesn't he?
Excellent. Well, Russ Harvey brings the troops back up to the line with about 33 seconds left to go in the third quarter. All three receivers in Banks, Valine, and Rogers here on the near side. Byers in motion the far side. Harvey back to pass under heavy pressure, and I believe it's going to be called intentional grounding, and Doug Banks was in the area. We'll have to see what this is. This has got to be... They are going no. I'm sure that the reason why the flag was thrown, it is going to be called intentional grounding. I think the reason why this was called is because he was in the grass going down and threw it.
You're right, because otherwise you would disregard the call, because there was Banks right in the vicinity. But you're exactly right, because he was right in the grass. But number 49 for the Hornets defense, Bentley Brillhart, the inside linebacker, coming on a blitz, and he just threw the ball trying to get it away without losing the loss. But there's a loss on the play by Harvey.
That is the end of, well, we'll have to see exactly what they end, if it is the end of something. They on the score clock, the short clock says 15 minutes, which would be the start of the fourth quarter. So we'll just have to wait and see about exactly what's going to happen here. I'm sure, well, I'm not sure the referees know exactly what's going on out there either. A lot of shuffling in out of players here. Dave Bangert will punt. They'll take back Shane Mullen, and also number 28 for the Hornets, Corey Jones.
I think what's going on, they get one more play. The clock...
Shane Mullen does a lot of shaking and baking, gets out at the 25. Fumble on the play, and the referee will call him down, but the Hornets will take over at the start of the fourth quarter on the 25-yard line, and it's starting to get a little bit physical out there on the football playing surface. So at the end of the fourth quarter, the score is the Kearney State Lopers 21, the Emporia State Hornets 16. You're watching exciting Loper football on KSTV Channel 25. This game is brought to you by Killian Motors, Bogart's Food Stores, Kearney State Bank, the Big Apple, and the Platte Valley State Bank. We're back with the last quarter play right after this.
I'm Leslie Nielsen, and this is something I know about personally. That's back injuries. It can be very painful and debilitating. Now, here's some of the ways to prevent them. Use a chair with proper support, especially in the lower back. Get up and move around every 20 minutes or so. Lift the right way. Knees bent, back straight. Tighten the stomach muscles. Push up with your legs. Exercise your stomach muscles. They can save your back from too much stress. Now, if the back pain is severe or persistent, then see your doctor. This is a message from the Will Rogers Institute, White Plains, New York.
Welcome back to Welch Stadium with the start of the fourth quarter here in Emporia, Kansas. I'm Kevin Slavnik along with my color man, Rich Broderson, broadcasting this game on a beautiful afternoon for football.
Hot. That's all I have to say, Kevin. Hot.
A 5-yard gain there for number 4, Alvester Bobby for Emporia. Phillips under center. Pitch goes to number 3, Tillian, and he stumbles out across the 40-yard line to about the 42, 43-yard line. And they'll move it back to the 41, so first down 10 for the Hornets of Emporia State.
Tillman, tailback, he's 5'9", 185, sophomore, and he's from Buffalo, New York. And you have to say one thing, Kevin. He's not big, but he got the speed, and he can really squirt and cut and go.
He does it that. Van Weasel at fullback, Bobby at I-back. Panic goes to Bobby coming to the near side and is pushed out of bounds by number 9, Tony Spires. Also brought down by number 6, DJ Voklek, and number 90, Pat Witovic.
Good pursuit by the Loper defense. I mean, if you see Alvester Bobby, he got some speed.
Took the words out of my mouth there.
And DJ Vokalek and number 9 for the Antelopes, Tony Spires, converting and knocking him out of bounds at the 45-yard line. So Lopers need to get a really good defensive stance here. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4 downs and out. It'd be really nice.
At the I-backs, number 3, Quincy Tillian. And he's hit hard by DJ Voklek again. And Garland Bryant.
Go ahead.
Excuse me, I was pronouncing his name wrong that last time. It's Quincy Tillman.
Lopers and the Hornets. We need to see some.
Third down and a short one. Handoff goes right to the middle to Witovic, and I don't know if he got it or not. And we have a fumble. Loper football. I believe number 28, Greg Smith, came out of the pile with the ball, and it will be Loper football on the 48-yard line of Emporia State Hornets. So a great break for the Lopers.
That is a big break. I mean, you knock a tough, powerful fullback as Rick Van Weasel is, and you never know. It was very close of stopping the play, and when the fumble happened, but the fumble happened before the stop of the play, and it's Lopers football.
So Russ Harvey under center. Slot back is Banks, far side is Valine. The lone back is Schmitz. Schmitz takes it to the right side, up the crease, and maybe a gain of 1 or 2.
Schmitz, after that long break, back out there after that touchdown run.
So the crowd, the band getting into the atmosphere of the football game today. Over the head of number 80 for the Lopers, Donnie Lee. So it brings up a third down and about 9 yards.
I don't know. I'm not no coach, but when you have a quarterback going 6 for 18 pass in the passing category, and your rushing is just keeping you in the game, and you got a 21-16 lead, I would stay at the running game. Knock some of that time off the clock during it as well.
That is a good point there, Rich. Banks and Valine will switch spots. Little tongue twister there. The split back of Byers and Schmitz. Fake to Byers, looking for Valine, and just threw him. And Russ Harvey's really, really upset with himself. Number 75 for the Hornets hit him hard. That was Rusty Emling. So the Emporia State dodges a bullet there by stopping Kearney on that turnover. So Banger will come into punt. Waiting back will be Mullion and Knight. Knight 14 and Mullion, of course, number 6.
Emporia trying to get that football. Trying to get a turnover here.
Low snap. Banger handles it well. A good kick. And the ball will go down at the 10 or 9 yard line. Mullion might have just about made the mistake of trying to field that ball, and that could have been a costly turnover again.
But in the Lopers' advantage, though, thank you. We say thank you, so I get the ball down there.
12:09 left to go in the fourth quarter. A lot of shuttling in and out of players. Number 10 looks like he's holding his... This might be a little heat exhaustion out there for number 10, Rick Van Weasel. Phillips pitches it to Tillman. A hard run, in and out. 1st and 10. Hit down by number 98 for the Lopers, Jeff Hawes. 1st down 10 for the Lopers. The crowd making their opinion heard here loud and clear. Phillips breaks the huddle, I'm sorry.
So far in this half, 3 first downs for the Kearney State Lopers and 5 for Emporia State.
Pitch goes to Tillman. He jumps out across the 30-yard line at the 35. I'm sorry, 25-yard line.
I think they should darken the lines, darken the numbers and everything.
It is. With the sun coming in the window, it's kind of tough to see down the line. Pick up a 7 yards for Tillman.
Pretty steamy in the Sun Belt of Kansas, huh?
In the I formation, pitch goes to Davila. A lot of pursuit by Lober. He skips up and drugged down by number 55, Darren Gunn.
As you said, Kevin, a lot of heat exhaustion going around with the players on the bench, trying to get those liquids consumed as much as they can. Look at it, it's just like a heyday on the old bench. Give me some water, they say. Emporia has 3 timeouts, as well as 2 timeouts for the Lopers.
Davila is listed at 5'8" in the program at 160, and he carries a lot of power in that small body. Tillman goes to Tillman. He goes up the left side, tripped by number 6, DJ Vokalek. Great play by Vokalek in the backfield of the Hornets.
You know who Tillman reminds me of? I just lost.
No.
No. Oh, okay.
No.
Eric Metcalf. I mean, they're not as tall. I mean, they're consumed a little body, but they sure can run, sprint, find that cut, and shoot. And it's kind of tough to get out there. Those big linebackers and linemen to run and try to stay with them and try to get the tackle. It takes its toll throughout the game.
Lackey split out to the far side, and the eye is number 25 at fullback, Chris Kavlik. Phillips back to pass, has a wide open number 88, Wade LaDuche, and he slips a tackle and is brought down from behind from number 6, DJ Vokalek. LaDuche was wide open down the middle of the 25-yard line, and a 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line of the Lopers.
That's the first thing Wade LaDuche has done at all in this game, and pretty good for the Hornets' benefit, but pretty sadly for the Lopers. Now the Lopers have to pull it up and get ready to take on this offensive team of the Hornets down at their 15-yard line.
Pitch goes to Tillman. He's going off the left side, cuts it up underneath, and slips like 5-6 tackles, and touchdown, Emporia State. Great second, third, fourth efforts by number 3, Quincy Tillman.
Like I said, he can just squirt and he can bounce off. He is just a nice, quick running back and gets you going.
You got to take your hat off to someone like that. He was tackled at the 5, got out of it, tackled at the 4, got out of it at the 3, got out of that, and then dove across the end zone. Just excellent running by number 3.
It's pretty good. It's really good. Nice to see a sophomore play really well in a big game like this.
The Emporia State's going for 2. In the fullback is Van Weasel. I-back is Bobby. Sylvester Bobby Phillips back to pass. It's deflected by number 75, Marvin Watts. So they dodge a bullet there. 9:44 left to go, and in this fourth quarter, Emporia leads Kearney 22-21. Well, what do you think that Kearney's got to do right now to? I think they need to like get a long drive, waste a lot of clock, get a touchdown.
You want to know what I think? Stay away from the passing game, because you have rainbacks as Byer that is, and Smits, and you also you got Valine. He's helping you out a little bit at the passing game. But you want to knock some time off the clock. You have 9:44 left in the game. I would try to run the ball and try to get as much as you can off that part half of the game. If you need a pass. Valine's the one's trying to help you, because Banks been silent he's good at the first 2 plays of the game. You haven't heard of him catch a ball yet. And Omar Rogers, same thing. It would be nice to see these guys get in the game, and at game point, I would run the ball, try to knock some time off the clock, and see what the offensive line can do. The Kearney State Lopers offensive line is playing a heck of a game this second half.
Yes, I agree. I totally agree with that. Well, Van Weasel will kick it off and out of the end zone, so Kearney will take over at the 21-yard line, and everybody here is showing their approval for that kickoff by Rick Van Weasel.
You know that 2-point conversion, Coach Kramer was kind of a little upset, but it helped the Lopers because he wanted his quarterback to roll out a little better to find Rick Van Weasel in the end zone, but nothing happened. A good play by number 75, who deflected it for the defense, our defense, Marvin Watts, and that really helped us out. And let's see if the Lopers can do it.
Kearney breaks out of the huddle in the I formation. Byer, the fullback, Schmitz, the I-back. Valine on the far side, Banks on their side. Harvey back to pass, pump fakes, and is sacked by number 78, Leon Lett. The first time that they have gotten to the quarterback, Russ Harvey, this afternoon.
The big dude, Leon Lett.
So they snuff 1 play of the 3 that Kearney will have. They need to get they still have plenty of time on the clock, so if they didn't get something this possession, they would have to hold them the next possession.
As it looks here, might be a pass. You have the 3 receivers, Valine, Banks, and Omar Rogers.
Draw 2, Byer, and he's just stuffed at the line of scrimmage by number 49, I believe. No, excuse me, 45 for the Hornets. That is C. Matthews.
Now, I would pass.
He goes in the program by C. Matthews, but his real name is Cornelius Matthews.
Cornelius. If I was the coach, I would pass here. Got the split.
You have to on 3rd down.
Split backs. You're down at the 20-yard line.
Split backs, like you said, of Schmitz and Byer. And number 57 for the Hornets of Emporia, Carl Burrell gets at Harvey, makes him rush the throw, and they get in and out in 3 downs.
Nobody blocked him.
And he is really excited on the sidelines. Bangered into punt for Woody Mullen or Knight. Banger kick into the wind. Gets a Kearney roll, kind of, out at the 43-yard line. Emporia will take over at the 43-yard line of the Lopers. With 8:10 left to go in the game, the Lopers trail the Emporia State Hornets 22-21. And you're watching again exciting, and I do mean very, very exciting football on KSTV, channel 25. I'm Kevin Slavnik along with Rich Broderson bringing the action here at Welch Field. Phillips back under quarterback, pitches it to Tillman. He'll take it over to the far side and fumbles the ball out at the 22-yard line. And if it wasn't for number 6 there that we've seen and mentioned his name all afternoon, DJ Boklek, Tillman would have been gone for another touchdown. First down 10 for the Hornets of Emporia.
If you would have saw, the whole offensive line went to the right and cut blocked the whole line. That just knocked the whole line out of the play, and you had the gun that comes around the outside from the inside linebacker position. Good block on the outside by the slot back on the outside linebacker for the Kearney State defense, number 90, Pat Watovic, and you get 20 yards by number 3, Tillman.
Handoff goes to Davalia. Across the 20 down to about the 17-yard line.
It's getting down. It's running down the clock. I mean, it's crunch time for Lopers. They have to get that ball back. And right now, Emporia is taking advantage of the outsides, trying to use their speed and get around the corners and see how many yards they can gain.
Yeah, I'd say that they are taking this. The momentum is in Emporia's advantage right now. They are blowing the defense off the line a little bit, using great blocking techniques to let the runners run loose. Number 25 at fullback is Jimmy Allen. Excuse me, Chris Kavlik. And no gain for number 20 in Davila.
I think right now with Tillman, how he's running, let the young sophomore, let him run for Emporia, set out Alvester Bobby for another game, let him get healthy. But right now, it's only a 1-point game. You never know, you have to probably bring your veteran back in.
We'll take a timeout as there's one on the field. You're watching exciting Loper football on KSTV, channel 25.
Do you drink more when you feel under pressure?
When sober, do you often regret what you said or done while drinking? Have you failed to keep promises you made to yourself about cutting down on drinking? We have 26 questions that can tell you whether it's alcoholism that's tearing up your life. 26 questions with one big answer to your problems.
For your free pamphlet, call your local affiliate of the National Council on Alcoholism, or toll free 1-800-NCA-CALL.
Welcome back to Welch Stadium on the campus of Emporia State University. I'm Kevin Slavnik along with Rich Broderson, bringing you the action back to you tonight from yesterday's football game.
I just love these replays, you know, play them. You know, it gives me something to do on a Sunday night.
Bringing the best action back home for you people in Kearney to watch.
I don't know what he's doing. It's classical though. It's Loper time. They better stop the purging offense of the Hornets.
Kavlik at fullback and Tillman at the I-back. Split to the far side is Bance. Pitch goes to Tillman. He cuts it up inside and is brought down by number 9, Tony Spires, along with number 55, Darren Gunn. Vance comes out. Brandon goes in.
If we pick a player that came from both sides, I would say this sophomore, this Tillman, Quincy Tillman, tailback, I would give him my vote. Then for the Lopers, I would give it to Travis Verlaine.
I agree. Here is the biggest play of the game. 4th down and about 1. Handoff goes to Kavlich, and he gets out across the 10 down at the 5-yard line. A huge hole right there in the middle of the defense. Again, first down 10 for Emporia. It's first down and goal for Emporia State.
Just straight up the middle. Nobody was there to knock him down. A rowdy crowd on hand.
They are excited about Hornet football here in the state of Kansas. Handoff goes to Kavlich again, and I don't think he may have got 2, if not 1 yard on that carry. Clock continues to tick with 5:29 left to go in the fourth quarter. Emporia leads Kearney 22-21. Emporia taking their time, a touchdown.
This is a test. I mean, Lopers better get ready to rock and roll because this could put it out of reach.
Handoff again to Kavlich, and he is stopped, and they give him a touchdown. Number 25, Emporia State, Chris Kavlich, goes over from 1 yard out to put the Emporia State Hornets up 28-21.
Just right over the top, and it looked very, I mean, if we were like CBS or somebody, have one of those cameras right down the line, we could check those out. But hey, we have to take the...
We do the best we can with what we got.
That's right.
And we're having a good time here this afternoon.
I'd like to say thanks to Craig, our cameraman. I don't know his last name. What?
Heinitz.
Heinitz? Craig Heinitz? Thank you very much, sir.
Blocked by number 18, Mike Arnold. And recovered by Rick Van Wezel. So, that adds a little twist to the game here. 5:02 left to go in the fourth quarter, and the Kearney State Lopers trail the Emporia State Hornets 28-21. So actually, Rich, this game is just far from being over.
It is. I mean, you got 5 minutes left in the game. Lopers can take this back in 4 plays, score. But if you remember last time they came out, they ran 1 play. They got bunched up down here on the 20-yard line. Then they came back with 2 pass plays. I mean, try the one when the fullback counter sway. Try to go outside, try to pick the hole like Beyer does, and shoot up. And put Smits in. One of the 2.
That blocked field goal, extra point attempt, just made this job a lot easier for Russ Harvey and the Kearney State offense. They just need to get a touchdown and make the extra point to tie it up or go for 2 to win it. So actually, this is no big loss on that drive. Van Wezel will get ready to kick it off to the waiting Valine or Banks. Again, out of the end zone, they know that if they're asking for trouble, if Valine or Banks gets it, so that's just a compliment to 16 and number 20 of the Lopers. It works in their favor, but that's just tipping the, says Van Wezel tipping the hat off, and Coach Kramer tipping the hat off to the excellent returnmen that we have at Kearney State. So the Lopers again take over the ball at the 20-yard line, first down and 10. 5:02 left to go in the fourth quarter. Lone back is Beyer, Rogers and Banks, the near side, Valine to the far side. Back to pass is Russ Harvey. He's under pressure from number 78, Leon Lett. And is brought down by number 78 at the 12-yard line by Leon Lett. Russ Harvey had a tough time escaping the grasp of Leon Lett, and that just goes to show the great athletic ability that big man has out there on the football field.
Leon Lett just came up right between Pat Shaven and Rosentrader, the left tackle and left guard. Came around, just chasing Harvey, and just knocked him out of bounds at the 12-yard line.
He's 6'7", 290, and he just chased down a quarterback. So that's just great speed by a lineman. Again, back to pass. It's thrown into the ground to Valine. Great coverage there by the secondary of Emporia State.
The passing game is a no-no for Lopers today. 6 out of 21 passes Harvey has completed.
So it brings up third down and a long. I do mean long.
4:07. What do you have to do? You have to get the first down. It's the main thing.
18, a long 18. Yeah, it is. They have to get a pass, and Russ Harvey will call a timeout. We'll keep it here at Welch Stadium. Again, we'd like to thank the people here at Emporia State for their hospitality, treating us very well up here in the booth, and giving us a very updated on every stat possible.
What I would look at here, Kevin, is that you have a 3rd down and 17. I would go with, they've gone with it, number 16, Travis Verleen, trying to take that quick takeoff, try to get out to outside and try to get it out. Or you can go with, they need 17 yards, go with like a 18 or 19 yard out. Go up and then go right to the sideline. You could do that, try to stop the clock and try to get there. It's 21-28. All you have to do right now, if you score and put the extra point, you're going to tie 28 all. And then if you score and you go with the 2-point conversion, you're going to go up by 1, 29-28. So Lopers have to get the first down here. If they don't, it's going to be
might be tough to stop because they probably would end up getting, Emporia probably would end up getting good field position with the wind being in the punter's face.
And also with Tillman, the way he's running, quick and fast.
Verleen goes the far side. Rogers and Banks come out to the bottom of your screen with Byer, the lone back. Rush Harvey at the long count, looking over the defense. He's back to pass in the pocket and is sacked at the 4-yard line by number 57 for the Emporia State Hornets, Carl Burrell. His second big play of this quarter.
Kind of reminds you of Kitty Walker of the Huskers, doesn't it? Number 57.
They are really, really pumped up on the defense of Emporia State. And that's just got to frustrate the offense. They 2 times down the 20-yard line.
Very excited young fellow, number 57 for the Hornets, Carl Burrell.
And as he should be, bang it with the punt. Nice punt. Takes Knight back to the 48-yard line. He'll take it to the right side. Hit out of bounds by number 34, Nolan Byer.
12-yard gain for Dexter Knight there.
So with 3:14 left to go in the 4th quarter, your score here at Welch Stadium is Emporia State 28, Kearney State 21. And the defense has got to go 4 downs and out. They can't mess around. They can't let them. A first down is very detrimental to win this football game right now. They need to stop them.
Very right. And also the defensive backs in Mayberry, Banger, DJ Vokalek, and Smith, they have to be on their toes.
Blown back, here's Tillman going to the right side and takes on Vokalek, and Vokalek, I think, won the battle there, brings him down, but a tough run by Tillman. Also on the tackle, Darren Gunn.
A gain of 4 for Tillman, and now they're doing what the Lopers did the first half, and right in the beginning of the second half. They run to get the ball, and he goes up the line, tries to find the hole, and takes it and goes. And thank goodness to DJ Vokalek to be on the stop there, coming from his strong safety spot.
The fullback for the Hornets is number 25, Chris Kavlik, who scored Emporia's last touchdown. The pitch goes to Tillman. He goes right back the middle and is tackled by number 37, Shannon Hansen, along with number 15 for the Lopers, Colby Lathrop. So a new face in there, number 15, Colby Lathrop. Phillips under center, hands off to Kavlik, and he's stopped right at the line for no gain. Great surge by the defense. Now bring up 4th down, a big decision by Coach Kramer. What are you going to do? The fans are saying go for it. He's got a possibly 2 to 2.5 yards for that first down.
They're going to take a timeout.
Take a timeout. Think about it. Garland Bryant comes in. Will take a timeout with 1:40 left to go in the game. You're watching exciting and great football on KSTV Channel 25.
For nearly half a century, we've fought America's #1 drug problem. We're the National Council on Alcoholism. NCA works to keep kids from drinking, to prevent alcohol-related birth defects, to keep our highways safer, and to help alcoholics and their families find help for the disease. For the facts about alcoholism and other drug addictions, call your local affiliate of the National Council on Alcoholism or toll-free 1-800-NCA-CALL.
Welcome back to Welch Stadium here on the campus of Emporia State. I'm Kevin Sladovnik along with my great color man, Rich Broderson, bringing you all the action here this afternoon. This is a very important play for Emporia State with 1:40, like we said, left to go in the game. It is 4th down and a long 2 yards. So Kearney needs to stop them, get the ball, march downfield, get a touchdown, tie this game up, or win it with a 2-point conversion. Pitch goes to Tillman. He breaks up the middle, and I don't believe he got the first down. We'll have to wait and see where the spot is and then the measurement, so we'll have to see what happens. Great surge by the defense and pursuit. I don't think he got, if he would have stuck to the outside, I think he would have picked up the first down. And the official says 1st down 10, Kearney State College. So with 1:34 left to go, the Lopers take over, and Russ Harvey comes right on the field for the last hurrah.
And now this is where they should start passing to stop the clock, so they have to get the passes completed, and he needs the receivers to help him too.
They need to get out of bounds. It's a big drive here for the Lopers. Actions will speak louder than words, so let you watch the action. We'll just mess the play. Valine, the far side handoff goes to Byer up the middle, and he carries number 57 on his back for about 2 yards. That is Carl Burrell. Lopers in a hurry-up offense. Looks like we're having many of these fans thinking this injury out in the field is an acting job, but I'm sure no player would come out like that.
Who is on the carry there? Byer?
Dylan Byer, yes.
I can get these statistics ready to go.
Your injured player there for the Lopers is number 63, Mike Rosentrader. As the player, wait for the player to get out the field, and we're ready to keep the ball rolling with 1:19 left to go in the game. Harvey back to pass, looking for Valine down the far side. And we have a penalty flag, and I believe it'll be holding against the Lopers. I would hope that a lot of these fans will put on the stripes sometime, because they've been calling every play here in front of our booth.
You got that right.
It's a little more pressure-packed out there than it is as you're sitting up here in the stands and watching it. It is declined. I'll bring up 3rd down and 6 yards. Harvey, understanding, going back to pass. You get a hold by the... And it looked like that Valine was being held, trying to cut across the middle, but no flag was thrown. An incomplete pass was thrown, though, by Russ Harvey. That brings up 4th down and 6 yards. With 1:04 left to go in the game. So this is the 4th down play, the game, so to speak, for the Kearney State Lopers. Harvey going back to pass, under pressure, throws to Valine, in and out of his hands, incomplete. And that should, by all means, wrap up the football game here this afternoon.
Well, they went with 3 passing plays, 3 defaults, and we have 58 seconds left in the game, and the Lopers...
I believe the Lopers will just have...
But there's a big but there, Kevin.
Lopers have no timeouts left.
I know, but what about a fumble? You never know.
There's always that. I mean, they're going to count them out. But head up the middle to Kavlik up the middle, and he is brought down. They'll let the clock just roll. Down to about 40 seconds left to go in the game. 39 seconds, and they'll just take their time out there. So a very, very exciting football game here this afternoon at Welch Stadium.
As you say, Lopers can't stop the clock. They're out of timeouts, but 2 left for Emporia, but they're not going to take it.
This should be the last play of the game with about 24 seconds left to go in the game. Still taking their time. I believe they have to run at least 1 play. And Phillips just goes back and takes it down. That will be the ball game here at Welch Stadium. The final score from Welch Stadium is Emporia State University 28, Kearney State College 21.
Okay, we'll go statistics here for the final statistics of today's game. The score, Emporia 28, Kearney State College Lopers 21. Starting out with the scoring, how it was tabulated. The Lopers hit the board first, as it was with a pass from Russ Harvey to Travis Valine with a 5-yard touchdown pass, making the score 7-0. But then coming back was the Emporia State Hornets. The Hornets came back with a PAT by Rick Van Weasel, number 10, the fullback, a 25-yard PAT, making the score 7-3. And then a 7-yard touchdown pass to Sean Clothier, number 89, had a 7-yard touchdown pass, making the score 10-7. But then the Lopers came back with Nolan Byer running in a 10-yard touchdown pass, and not pass, 10-yard run, making the score 14-7. And then halftime was about us, and then it was time to score. And the Lopers came out and scored first with a 47-yard run by number 30, Greg Schmidt, I-back for the Lopers. And then it was downhill for the Lopers, but uphill for the Emporia State Hornets with number, if I can find my markings on my paper here. There we go. Touchdown to Rick Van Weasel with another 13-yard run to make the score 21-21. And then the Emporia State came back with a touchdown by Quincy Tillman, a 15-yard touchdown run, a very powerful one, making the score 28-21. Now, scoring-wise, the leading rushers for the Kearney State Lopers, well, you take your hat off to Travis Valine. He had 120 yards, mostly on running, a couple on the passing side. 120 yards for Mr. Valine, number 16, and also 1 touchdown. Doug Banks had 17 yards on the day. Russ Harvey ended up with a negative 2 yards during the game. Omar Rogers had 11 yards, and number 34, Nolan Byer, the fullback, had 52 yards in the game. Scott Haddadon, a fullback, had 6 yards. Greg Schmidt had 60 yards and 1 touchdown. Galen Bartos, the tight end, had a catch for 13 yards. Interceptions for the Lopers, DJ Vocalet had 1 for 1 yard, and Greg Smith had an interception. And for the Emporia State Hornets, leading rusher was tied, you can say. The veteran number 4, Alvester Bobby, the tailback, had 97 yards. And then the kid that came in at the after halftime, number 3, Quincy Tillman, that's an impressive stat for a sophomore, 97 yards on 1, 2, 3, 6, 7 on 10 rushing attempts. So that's not too darn bad. And also, right now in the category, number 25, Chris Kovlik, running back, had 41 yards. So the score from here at Welch Stadium, 28-21, Emporia, the victors.
And I'd have to say, for last closing comment, is that Coach Boraf is really happy the way the team played this afternoon after last week's 41-3 beating at Adams State College. So I guess a lot of positive things came out of today's game, except for the last couple drives on the 20-yard line. Really couldn't get much to go. So, you know, they'll have to work on that. Next week's game is against New Mexico Highlands at Foster Field. Kickoff is at 1:30. It's homecoming. Hope to see y'all out there at the football game. Emporia's next game is against Fort Hays State. Here, it is their homecoming. So hope to see you out there at Foster Field to cheer on the Lopers to exciting homecoming victory over New Mexico Highlands. For Rich Burleson, I'm Kevin Slavnik from Welch Stadium here on the campus of Emporia State University. See you next week.
Is black. It's black as night. The night is black. It's black as night is night.
Hello and welcome to the Claire Borov Show. I'm your host, Kevin Sladovnik, and to my right is the head football coach here at Kearney State, Coach Borov. Coach, on Saturday, the team really looked like they were ready to play.
Played hard, played with lots of enthusiasm. For the most part, we played a 60-minute football game. We just came up a little short on the end of the score, but I was really pleased with the enthusiasm and the intensity level of our young men.
Also joining us today is Omar Rogers, a junior from Shadron, Nebraska. Welcome, Omar.
Thank you.
How do you like playing more receiver this year than I-back as you did last year?
I think it's, I still get the opportunity to get the ball and carry the ball, so it doesn't really matter. I like playing, I like playing football, so.
Like making the big catches maybe sometime, and you also get the big runs too, I guess,
right.
too. Okay, well, thanks for joining us again here today. When we come back, we'll look at the first quarter highlights against Emporia State.
Join KSTV Channel 25 and go on the air at KSC for Homecoming 1990.
We'll bring you every band and float from the Homecoming Parade, airing at 4 o'clock on Sunday, October 14th.
This follows the star-studded lip sync contest, which airs at 2 o'clock. Hear everything from oldies to rap.
Don't forget, this Sunday, the lip sync contest at 2, the Homecoming Parade at 4, right here on KSTV Channel 25.
Welcome back to the Claire Borov Show. The final score of Saturday's game was Emporia State 28, Kearney State 21. Coach, in that first quarter, you had a roughing the punter penalty. Does that seem to be like get your team really motivated and start playing real well?
Well, what it did was it gave us the first down. We were forced to punt the football. We put together a nice drive and had not been able to get the first down on third down, so we punted, and they got a guy up the middle, and David Banger got the punt away in good shape, but they did rough him. It gave us a first down, and it did spark us, and we went on to score.
Okay, we'll look at the first quarter highlights of the Emporia State football game, which will include the roughing the punter.
It was really a beautiful day there. In fact, imagine Omar was pretty warm down on the field there, wasn't it?
Yeah, it sure was. Once we got going, everything got warmed up.
Pretty strong wind out of the south, and we were at the north end zone, and you can see their kicker just pretty much buried it every time he had the wind at his back. We came out, and Harvey just automatics to 2 passes right off of the bat and hits Doug Banks on both of them. They had a little trouble with a couple of our offensive sets, and we were able to move the ball fairly well passing. It was a nice game.
Was that a goal to get Doug Banks involved right away in the offense?
Well, we just were set up so that we can get any of them involved if we just make the reads, and Russ just felt like on those first 2 plays that those were some passes that were open, and so he automatic to them. And you see, just for the most part, we came out and moved the ball very, very well. Here's a bootleg pass, and that was to Omar right there. It was a very short game, and even though he didn't catch it, it's probably just as well that he didn't catch it because there weren't many yards on that pass at all. There's just a power play, and it's really a good run by Nolan Byers, a real tough run, and we got the first down, and pretty good takeoff as far as the offensive line is concerned. We get a flag. We got a flag right there on a pretty decent first down play, but our tight end and our right tackle were too far off of the ball and were illegal.
Omar, you were I-back last year, like we said, and how you like blocking some receivers out there, being a blocker this year?
I had to get used to blocking, but now I like to throw the chop block. Every time I get a chance, I try to chop somebody.
There we missed the roughing the punter, but David Bangert had another super day punting the football, and that was into a very strong wind, and they did rough him, and it got us the first down. So we're going to see some calls out here. The first pass was to Travis Valine. That was a little high, and he wasn't able to hold on to it. One of the things that concerned me a little bit was, number one, we had quite a few tip passes, and the other, we had several drop passes, and we need to eliminate the tips, and we need to catch the ones that hit us in the hand. There, Emporia State had, they got good takeoff in their defensive line, and 78, Leon Lett is just an outstanding defensive tackle.
Your line did a fine job against them.
Well, for the most part, we did until the middle of the fourth quarter. There was a super catch by Travis Valine and a well-thrown ball by Russ Harvey. There's another little call to Travis Valine, and he cut inside and picked up a good gain.
Well, throughout the afternoon, he seemed to go to Travis more often. Is that because the receivers, I guess, Stu Omar was guarding you a lot closer than they were guarding Travis?
I think our quarterback was just making the reads, reading, throwing to the man that he thought he was open.
There's a good pass to Omar. It was what we call a blue call. Omar was uncovered, and Russ just raised up and hit him. And I thought for a while there Omar was going to be able to stick it in the end zone. And there they stuff a power play, and we come back, and we're going to throw it into the end zone here for a touchdown pretty quick. And this is the play here where he pump faked, and he found Travis at the back of the end zone, and we're able to score. So that put together a really nice drive, and Darren Garholtz comes in and kicks the point after touchdown, and we're off to a good start. We knew we had to play well against Emporia. They're too good of a football team that you're not going to win if you don't play well. We squibbed the kick here, and I was pretty pleased with our kickoff coverage. I thought Mark Yulee right there at 35 really did some good things on kickoff coverage.
What was the reason for the squib kick?
Well, we were kicking into the wind, and we just felt like the wind would hold it up a lot, and just decided to go ahead and squib it. Our defense played very well. They're just a lot of good plays. Steve Simmons, number 12, I thought played pretty well. They tried to run some sweeps on us, and from time to time they had some positive gains like that one right there, and that was DJ Vokalak. They had three tailbacks that were very fast and very, very good football players. But you're going to see us here. We just get better and better at playing some of these things. There, we strung it out well. And 75, I think that was that Marvin Watts, Omar?
Marvin Watts, yeah.
Came across and made the tackle. There's a GT pull, the little reverse that everybody runs, and we stuffed it. Did a nice job of shutting that off. We had Danny Robbins back for this game, and undoubtedly that helped a lot. And there's a tackle made by Darren Gunn. But Emporia has a lot of talented athletes. There's a really nice job of stringing that play out by Greg Schmitz, who walked up on the defensive end. And then a nice fill by DJ Vokalak. There's their reverse play again. And again, a good fill there, and Darren Gunn was right there to make the initial hit. There's that toss play again that they ran, and did another good job on it.
Was that part of their major threat, was the running game? Because they didn't seem like they passed very much.
Well, they didn't pass a lot, but you're going to see from time to time they were pretty effective. And as I mentioned last week, in one of their games before we played, they had thrown the ball 52 times. So we certainly knew that they had the capability of throwing the ball if they desired to do it. And there was good coverage, and he just threw it away. But we're slowing them up here a little bit. There comes the bootleg. They like to run the bootleg. They run it a lot, and it was overthrown there. And DJ Vokalak intercepts it and runs it back to the 50. And we had a clip on about the 7-yard line. Actually, it was a block below the waist. And then they call us for too much enthusiasm there, indicating that one of the Emporia players is underneath the pile. But you can look, and you'll not see a black shirt in there at all.
Is that why you kind of came running down the sidelines and kind of was kind of upset with that call that they had?
Well, I didn't like the call because you want to have great enthusiasm, and none of our players were out on the field at all. There wasn't anything wrong with it, but really it was kind of a moot point because we had the clip back on the blocking below the waist on the 7-yard line, and they got us for a couple other fouls there. So it was one of those things that was going to happen no matter what. It was going to go back. And we were disappointed that we couldn't get it off of the goal line down here. We threw 3 consecutive times, and we just were unable to make connection. We had to punt the football.
When we're seeing that kind of excitement on the sidelines, is that one thing the team really wanted to do this game was get out there and get really pumped up?
Yeah, and especially that incident there, our offense was really pumped up. I thought we were going to be able to move it down the field a lot better than we did.
I think, you know, had we not had the block below the waist, we'd have had unbelievable field position. Even with the penalty, we'd have been on about the 30-yard line, so we'd been setting pretty good. There's a great job right there. Tim Arts is at the bottom of the pile and did a super job there getting inside. As you can see, we're getting a little better pass rush. There's a good job of knocking the ball loose by the right corner. I think that's Mike Arnold, number 18. There's that little toss play that they've ran several times, and again, a great job of filling there. Just an excellent job. Marvin Watts was kind of in on that. Forced him to go for the field goal, so it's 7-3. And when they had that kind of position, if you can get out of there, it's just a field goal, you don't feel too bad about it. There's one of the tip passes that I talked about. And, we had some people open from time to time, and that hurts you. This was really the only bad punt well, I guess that wasn't so bad, really. Good coverage there. David had one bad punt in the game where the wind just kind of took it out of bounds. It's a good field by Steve Simmons. They kind of bobbled the snap a little bit, and Steve, I'm sure, played the best game that he's played this year. Here we don't like to let that happen. The quarterback kind of got outside of contain and got back inside, and again, DJ Vokalak made the tackle. DJ just pretty much plays it from sideline to sideline. Here comes the bootleg pass again. And those plays, they really didn't show us any new plays that we hadn't seen. We worked on them all week long, Kevin. It's just a matter of recognizing them in the heat of battle. Change the quarters here, and there's a nice job. Just an excellent job coming clear across. I think that might have been Shannon Hansen. Reverse play again. That's just a great job. You see, some of their bread and butter plays we were stopping. And what we need to do now is to be able to take the ball and put together a great drive.
It seemed like the punt and also kick away from the return man is actually, knew that Doug and Travis were really dangerous, and also Omar.
Well, I think they had a lot of respect for them because of what they can do, and of course, the wind makes it a problem too. There's a fair run by Nolan Byers. It's about a 6-yard gain once you move the chains.
I saw Russ Harvey out there blocking. Do you like to see that as a coach?
Well, I think he needs to be involved. You need everybody you can get from time to time. This one right here that we'd like to have back. We threw and we were kind of off balance when we threw, and the ball was tipped. And so many times, Kevin, the tip pass ends up going to the defense. You can't give a good team like Emporia this kind of field position and generally expect to keep them out of the end zone. And they're going to get in. This pass that they do throw in here, I thought we were going to knock it down or intercept it. I know it went between our defensive backs' hands. So now they're up 10-7. It's just, it's a ding-dong battle. We tried a variety of reverse plays ourselves, and you can see that they stuffed that play in good shape. Faked a little draw and came back with the pass. There's another nice catch by Travis Verlaine. So we got great field position, got the first down. There, Russ felt like that they had everything pretty well covered, and I'd rather he'd pull the ball down and run than to throw it up for grabs and have a turnover.
Your line did a good job blocking Saturday afternoon. Besides that, just last play we saw, are you pretty happy with them?
Well, I think we've shown some progress. We've certainly got a ways to go, but the good thing about it is that we have shown lots of progress, and I think we were blocking a pretty good defensive line, and their linebackers, I think, are just excellent. They really are. They do a nice job in terms of pursuing the ball. And the offensive play we didn't comment on there was a 4th down try. And our inability to get that was really costly as far as the game went along. That was one of the 2 most critical points from an offensive standpoint, I think. And there was David's only poor kick that he had. And he had several kicks into that strong wind that we had talked about. And our defense was able to turn them away on that one.
Omar, a lot of your routes are short routes because you are an I-back, or what do you usually run? I don't see you down the field, that far deep down the field that often.
I think that's mostly for the wide receivers. I'm a H-back, and I'm trying to take away the middle most of my routes.
He was down in the middle on that one right there, and we just had to scramble. That defensive tackle that's chasing him is 6'7", about 290 pounds, and you can see that he really did run well. But we're looking to try to find Omar on a variety of routes. This was a route where he came underneath that we hit him for a touchdown in an earlier game. There he came back and got a really good block. And Russ was able to pull the ball down and run for the 1st down. But Omar's block was excellent. And here's a touchdown off of an option. And again, I think Omar got a pretty good block there inside.
Is that almost as good as a touchdown as you having a good block to kind of spring somebody for a touchdown?
Yeah, it feels good when you make a block and then you see the person run on down the field.
Well, you can't score without everybody doing their job, and they got some of their short passes going. It's right before the half, and they're just trying to move the ball down and try to make something happen.
Well, that play ends the half as the score is 14-7. Going to halftime, you got to feel pretty happy, Coach, with the score the way it is, and compared to the way you played against Adams State or the game at Adams State.
Well, it's right. We were down 7-3 at halftime against Adams State, and then the second half was a disaster. But we had preached all week that we were going to play a complete football game. We were going to play 60 minutes as hard as we knew how, and hopefully come away with the win. We knew we had to play well against a team the quality of Emporia State, and we came close. But as a group of athletes and coaches, we can't be satisfied. We want to win.
And on return, we'll look at the second half highlights and comments from Coach Baruff and Omar Rogers.